This last line of defense shatters. Wounded fighters fall back but they're surrounded. A warrior gives in to total despair. But a calm voice cuts through the panic. A healer mends her wounds but she insists it's hopeless. He sees the endless swarm of monsters. She warns him an S-rank healer is too valuable to lose. He understands, promising he'll be right back. He walks directly toward the enemy horde. Gripping his sword, he promises he won't fall, and he vows that she won't die either. A dark, violent energy explodes from him. He launches forward in a blur of purple light. Another group of hunters thinks they've escaped, but they see the swarm and a lone man they recognize, Hunter Chin Hee-sun. This rooftop observer watches the chaos with a smirk. This sky itself boils with winged horrors. This female warrior watches as Chin Hee-sun becomes a storm of death. He stands amid the carnage, questioning her belief he was just a healer. In this world, there are superhumans. Some are even called demigods. And others messiahs, their powers a mystery. With game-like abilities, they entered dungeons. They called themselves the Hunters. Then the gates opened and monsters poured out onto Earth. This world was ending. A molten beast tore through the city, but before the hunters arrived, a lone hero appeared, a masked warrior with a glowing blade. A single blinding strike cleaves the monster. Their purpose was not to save, but to hunt. This crowd stares stunned by the instant kill. These heroes became the new protagonists of the world. But for one young man, that world didn't matter. A doctor delivers a devastating diagnosis. This patient, Chin Hee-sun, is in shock. He's told he could die at any moment. Later, Hee-sun rides a bus home lost in thought. His phone rings. It's his older sister, Nuna. He lies saying he's fine and on his way home. She tells him she's working overtime again. He worries she's pushing herself too hard. Then she asks what the doctor said about his results. Hee-sun falls silent, remembering the conversation. He tries to lie, saying it was nothing much. This doctor's words echo in his mind. His test results show his body is addicted to poison. This doctor admits it's a miracle he's still alive. Hee-sun asks if there's any chance of survival. This doctor looks away, offering only an apology. On the bus, the bruised man struggles to speak. A sudden alert flashes on his phone. All around him, phones light up at once. Passengers wonder if they should evacuate. This message warns of a dual-gate explosion. He reads one of the locations, Gibangdong. His eyes widen in horror. He's right in the middle of the danger zone. A monstrous face looms outside the window. This passengers scream, pointing at the horror. Its massive jaw smashes through the glass. This side of the bus is torn open. He can only watch as the monster strikes. Shards of glass fall to the floor. A man in a pink hoodie chokes. His loved ones stare in disbelief. A purple appendage has pierced through him. This man's body goes limp. This body falls to the floor. This hooded man watches, frozen in place. A passenger starts to back away slowly. This retreat turns into a panic stampede. Elsewhere, a woman named Songhwa is handed a file. Her colleague tells her to rest after she's done. She smiles, agreeing to tidy up first. A colleague offers Songhwa a heartfelt compliment. Songhwa is surprised by the sudden praise. This woman pities her for sacrificing her youth for her brother, but Songhwa smiles, saying he's her only family. Her colleague is left momentarily speechless. She agrees that family is what matters most. A sudden slip shatters the quiet moment. Then breaking news flashes across a screen. Songhwa freezes, whispering her brother's name, Hee-sun. Elsewhere, a pale hand lies in a pool of blood. Hee-sun is cornered, wounded and alone. Terror is etched across his beaten face. A monster's tendril has him trapped. Around him, the fallen offer no hope of rescue. He collapses near his shattered phone. Unread messages from his sister flood the screen. He can only whisper an apology to her. He never even got to say a proper goodbye. Anger and helplessness give way to resolve. He remembers the reward for those who die fighting. He grips a sharp shard, a final desperate plan. A defiant roar rips from his throat. He taunts the beast, ready for the end. This monster's jaws snap open wide. It lunges forward for the final blow. This monster's tongue whips around him, a blur of purple. He taunts it, asking if it enjoyed its freedom to kill. He says it never considered the suffering of its victims. But now it's the frog's turn to feel that pain. This tentacle tightens around his leg, dragging him straight into its waiting maw. But his eyes gleam with manic resolve. He plunges the blade deep into the purple flesh, driving it down with every ounce of his strength. He rips the limb completely off in a spray of fluid. From the darkness, a single red eye glares back. A sudden dread washes over his face. He realizes he only made the creature angrier. A new tentacle wraps tightly around his wrist, crushing his arm with immense pressure. This monster mocks his shallow, useless attack. It tells him to report this power to the association. He falls, accepting a meaningless death. A memory surfaces, a girl asking Hee-sun about his day. She remembers him as kind and gentle. A hand touches his younger marked face. She promises they'll travel when he's healthy again. His older sister swore to protect him. Deep inside him, a heart ignites with power. This monster suddenly recoils, clutching its eye in agony. A reptilian monster lunges forward. It's instantly blown apart, leaving only black sludge on the pavement. Our boy stands alone in the aftermath. This news reports an unprecedented double-gate disaster. But Chairman Gu Gunai's special team has it under control. Citizens praise the Glory Guild's quick response. On the ground, a blood-stained case lies forgotten. People call them the nation's first-ranking guild. This chairman apologizes for the incident. He speaks directly to the press and the people. He urges everyone to stay in safe places, promising the Glory Guild will always protect them. Suddenly, our boy gasps for air. He remembers being swallowed by a monster. He looks at his hands, wondering how he's alive. A wave of dizziness hits him hard. His ears are ringing, his body is a wreck. Then he hears a desperate scream for Hee-sun. He calls out for his sister Nuna. It's faint, but he knows it's her voice. He scans the wreckage, confused and terrified. He questions why she came to such a dangerous place. He forces himself to run, determined to find her. Her desperate cries echo through the ruined city. A woman desperately calls out for Hisun. A sickening crunch echoes from the alley. She creeps around the corner, calling his name. Her eyes widen in absolute horror. A writhing mass of monsters devours something. Her survival instinct screams to run, but she stumbles, losing her footing. This creatures swarm over a person's body. She freezes, paralyzed by the sight. This monsters turn their red eyes, finding her. She scrambles backward, falling to the ground. This entire horde gives chase, a tide of claws. She runs, gasping for air and pleading for help, pushing herself to go faster, faster. Her feet pound the pavement in a desperate rhythm. This can't be happening, it can't be real. She stops dead, the road ahead is destroyed. She collapses, believing she was too late for Hisun, but she finds a new resolve, refusing to give up. A monster lunges, intent on finishing her. Suddenly a blur slams into the creature, a voice screams for reinforcements to arrive. She recognizes that voice instantly. Hisun is alive, battered, but standing. He roars for his sister to get away from the fight. He makes a promise to save her. A lone human against a swarm of monsters. But Shin Hisun came prepared. He knows the Dark Toads are physically weak. Their only real weapon is poison. And second, he is simply stronger now. Something inside him changed after he last passed out. This final part of his gamble begins. A toad unleashes a stream of venom. It hits Hisun square in the chest. This poison should be instantly lethal. He recalls past attacks that should have killed him, but instead of dying, his body healed. Hisun smirks, confirming his theory. He taunts the creatures. Their attacks are useless. This certainty gives him a dangerous confidence. He surveys the remaining horde, catching his breath. This toads back away, sensing something is wrong. His eyes narrow with cold determination, but his overconfidence makes him drop his guard. Suddenly, a massive blast of energy erupts. It tears across the battlefield in a flash. From the sidelines, his friend screams his name in terror. This devastating attack finds its target. Hisun sits in the rubble, dazed and confused. Our boy wakes up bloodied and disoriented. He remembers the monster that struck him down. Then his eyes lock onto a familiar person. He screams out for his sister Hisun. She looks back, her face a mask of terror. She's injured, clutching a wounded arm in agony. He's stunned when she warns him to stay back. She turns away, begging him to just run. This hulking beast looms right behind her. With a final sorrowful smile, she apologizes. He sprints forward, her life of sacrifice flashing before his eyes. He refuses to accept this ending for her. Her makeshift weapon falls from her grasp. This horrifying truth dawns on him. She fought for his sake. This monster lets out a victorious roar. Crushed by grief, the kid gives in to despair. But a strange red energy erupts from his body. He doesn't understand this power, but he has a target. His rage gives form to a spectral red viper. This energy lunges forward with blinding speed. It slams into the beast in a violent explosion. From a rooftop, an observer is impressed. He can summon a red viper. But the raw power is uncontrolled, tearing up the street. She knows the sound will attract more unwanted attention. She decides she should probably help him with this one. But the swarm of monsters is endless. He kneels over his Nuna, refusing to let her die for him. Her sacrifice must mean something. He promises her he will survive and return. With her breathing faint, he has no choice. He turns to face the beast, ready to fight. He screams a challenge, trying to buy time for help, but his body suddenly gives out. This snake's power backfires at the worst possible moment. As the monster looms, he can't move. He desperately tries to force his body to obey, pleading with his own limbs to just move. A flicker of resolve ignites in his eyes. Suddenly, a strange voice cuts through the chaos. A woman in a white coat appears, blocking the attack. She introduces herself with a smirk. Kirill decides to clean up the mess first. She grabs the kid from behind. He's completely shocked by her action, and with incredible strength, she hurls him away, sending him flying back towards his Nuna. This kid is stunned by her raw power. This monster charges, enraged by the newcomer, but Kirill easily evades its clumsy attack. She counters with a devastating blow of her own. A woman in a white coat faces the beast. She moves in a blur of speed. This creature is completely lost. Her voice calls out from behind it. She dives from above, taunting it. She plunges into the horde below. A shockwave of pure energy erupts. This bruised boy is stunned by her power. He clenches his fist, filled with regret. He blames himself for his sister's injuries. This powerful hunter appears right behind him. He quickly denies anything is wrong. She offers him a sliver of hope for his sister. He can't believe what he's hearing. She reveals she has healing abilities. He realizes he had given up all hope. A quiet word of thanks escapes him. Relief washes over him in a flood of tears, but her words cut through his joy. She reminds him of his own condition. He's not out of the woods yet. He doesn't understand her meaning. She offers him the same chance at life. She promises details after the fight. He stops her, a desperate plea in his voice. On his knees, he asks if he can become as strong as her. He's tired of being tossed around by others. This woman gives a confident, dangerous smile. She agrees, promising to show him something cool. She gathers a sphere of pure dark energy. This is her signature technique. She unleashes her ultimate move, Poison Rain. A massive pillar of purple energy strikes the city. She tells him to watch this power closely. This is the level he has to reach. This kid is left speechless, in total awe. He looks up as purple drops begin to fall. This monsters below are drenched in the strange rain, but this is no ordinary storm. This rain pierces their flesh like daggers. This creatures dissolve on contact. An entire horde is annihilated in seconds. She turns back to him with a grin, making a promise. She vows to make him the strongest hunter in the world. He stammers her name, Kiril Nim. Kiril gets close, telling him to drop the formalities. He asks her one simple question. Is she certain he'll survive her training? In a flash, she has him dangling by his ankle. A sudden cut to a child's door as wild laughter echoes. Black Ether. The name means nothing to him. She switches topics, asking about poisoners. They were once a top-tier class, but after a major incident they became outcasts. Now they're known as humanity's betrayers. She smiles, admitting she's one of them. Shinhagun panics, apologizing for his reaction. This woman notes he doesn't seem afraid of her. His mind flashes to his sister sleeping safely. He remembers this woman saved them both. A wave of guilt washes over him. She corrects him. Poisoners aren't normal, they're special. Their true nature is revealed during their awakening. For most hunters, the awakening death rate is tiny, but for poisoners, most of them die. This cause is always the same, the poison inside them. It's a power that eats its host from within. She laughs, seeing he's finally making the connection. Congratulations, she says, you're a poisoner. She kicks the door open, dragging him outside. They stand on a rooftop high above the city. She poses a question, how do they survive the poison? Then she pulls out a syringe filled with purple liquid. Without warning, she stabs it into his chest. Their healing purifies the poison, creating black ether. He holds the purple syringe, questioning its safety. Kiril calls it a special gift for her junior, a dose of mobility infused with her own power. She begins a bizarre drill instructor-style lesson. He questions her, recalling she claimed to have only one skill. This instructor just strikes a cool pose. Our boy is completely lost. In a flash of purple energy, she's gone. He's left in awe of her incredible power and even more stunned by her shameless confidence. He watches her energy trails fade, wondering if she'll return. Slumped over, he doubts he can ever be that strong, but she's already back, calling him out for giving up. You don't know what you're capable of, she says. He retorts that it's easy for someone already powerful. Her expression darkens, remembering a lifetime of insults. He admits he's heard the same cruel words his whole life. It may sound like an excuse, he begins, but looking down at the street, he admits he's scared. Kiril's eyes soften. She realizes she was wrong about him. She decides her teaching method needs to change. A sly smile appears as she warns him things will get harder. He has no idea what's coming. She grabs him by the collar, shouting about his senses. He must focus all his energy into his feet and let it explode. This bruised kid looks up, calling her prank too harsh. She holds him dangling over the city. Kiril just smiles, admiring the pretty sky. And then she shoves him off the roof. She waves goodbye with a chilling smile. Her final warning, succeed or die. He plummets, screaming that she's insane. His only chance is to leap between buildings. He knows this fall means certain death, but he focuses his power into his feet. Gritting his teeth, he channels his energy. Dark memories and taunts flood his mind. He refuses to give up without trying. A surge of purple aura explodes around him. He pushes off the wall with a defiant roar. He lands, shocked that he actually made it. He stands on the roof, stunned by his own feat. A new resolve hardens his expression. Kiril appears, saying it was easier than he thought. She leans in close, whispering in his ear, anything is possible when you're ready to die. Elsewhere, a yellow-eyed man is watching them. Kiril's eyes suddenly turn blank and white. She grabs the boy, forcing his eye open. A close-up reveals a prototype device in his pupil. A prototype device materializes before him. It scans his body, confirming him as a poisoner type. Kiril explains this tech is beyond anything the guilds have. He's exhausted, questioning her dramatic methods. This bruised kid asks if she's leaving. She smirks, admitting she's in a hurry. Staying put is dangerous. She's being hunted. He takes in the gravity of her situation. She gives him a new mission, find Dr. Jin. He's a genius, she says, and her partner. She hands him a glowing orb, a final gift. With a last smile, she says her farewell. He's stunned by her selfless help. For the first time, he feels true gratitude. Under the full moon, he makes a decision. He pleads to help her to repay the debt. Her answer is a flat, simple no. She tells him he must become stronger first, strong enough to protect everyone from despair. He clenches his fist, accepting the challenge. With unwavering eyes, he makes his promise. Satisfied, she prepares to depart. She vanishes in a swirl of purple energy. He watches the spot where she stood, now empty. As she disappears, news breaks of a catastrophe. This internet explodes with debate, but public opinion quickly shifts. In just days, all criticism vanishes. Our boy sighs, disgusted by the lies. He leaves a note and heads out. On the street, he remembers a gift. Kiril gave him a giant toad's core. He holds it, recalling her instructions. Dark energy begins to swirl around him. This core is being absorbed into his body. His black ether is rapidly increasing. This system gauges his current strength. With enough ether, he can reach S rank. He realizes Kiril's promise was real. Suddenly, a commotion catches his eye. Ahead, a checkpoint blocks the road. A guard yells at a woman trying to pass. She holds her sick child, desperate. This guard threatens to tear her mouth apart. He calls the residents poison beggars. A new voice cuts through the tension. This kid walks forward, calling out their failure. He smirks, challenging their authority. This guard puffs his chest, enraged. Our boy recognizes the Glory Guild's mark. This guild enforcer looms over him, flexing his authority. But Jinhee-sun stares back, ready for his first real fight. This enforcer swings his weapon, shouting that Glory Guild is the law. This baton arcs down in a vicious blur. He grins, promising a painful lesson, but a hand catches the weapon mid-swing. Hee-sun smirks, declaring he's done hiding. This enforcer panics, knowing Hee-sun was always weak. Hisun analyzes his opponent's flawed stance. He sees the attack of a complete rookie and unleashes a punch of his own. This impact sends a shockwave through the enforcer's face. A metahuman body operates on a different level. Hisun looks at his fist, stunned by his power. This enforcer lies defeated and Hisun realizes his newfound strength. This man whimpers on the ground begging for help. Hisun scoffs at him for crying over one punch. He recalls the cries of civilians when the gate broke. They waited for heroes like him, but no one came. He turns away, seeing the lecture is a waste of breath. Waving goodbye, he walks past the barricade. Later, Hisun finds a lone phone booth in a field. A public phone out here in the middle of nowhere. He picks up the receiver, doubting it even works. His finger finds a strange glowing red button. This floor beneath him suddenly gives way. He plummets into the darkness below, landing hard in a sterile hidden room. This impact sends a shockwave through the chamber. He clutches his back, groaning in pain. This place is a death trap by design. He spots a door, his only way forward. He realizes Dr. Jin is far from ordinary. A sudden splash catches his attention. He looks down to find his hand drenched in blood. Blaring red warning fills his vision. An unauthorized person has intruded. This base defense system activates. This objective: exterminate the intruder. Nozzles descend from the ceiling. They begin to unleash their payload. Purple gas fills the room. It's poison. He questions why Jin would set this trap. He realizes he's already breathed some in. But if this is truly poison, he starts laughing, feeling perfectly fine. This gas is actually refreshing. His relief is cut short by footsteps. Someone is approaching through the haze. A gas-masked man appears, expecting him to be dead. This gas-masked man curses his pursuers. In a flash, he's tackled from the side, slammed violently into the ground. Our boy pins him down, roaring in fury, but his anger quickly turns to confusion. This man he tackled is completely unconscious. He wakes, realizing Kirill sent the attacker. Now tied up, he introduces himself as Dr. Jin. This kid demands to know why the trap was so lethal. Jin calmly states it was designed to kill. Our boy's patience is wearing dangerously thin. This trap was only for hunters and Kirill. He begins his story as a genius scientist. His work was exhausting but satisfying, but his success created a new problem. Shadowy assassins began to hunt him down. Everyone wanted his skills or his money. He tried to survive, even seeking help. But over time, he learned a hard lesson. He couldn't trust anyone, not even the police. Paranoia drove him into a life of isolation. His home became a fortress stained with conflict. This kid agrees to release him, still suspicious. Jin explains his trust is because Kirill sent him. Elsewhere in a dark alley, Kirill is in trouble. A man bleeds out in the pouring rain. A strange, bruised girl offers him shelter. Her glowing eyes ask if he's alone too. This memory fades and Dr. Jin is back in the present. A man in a gas mask notes their similarities. Dr. Jin thinks they only share the poisoner trait. This man reveals the spots are a link to Kirill's past. Jin recalls Kirill's flawless appearance, confused. This man in the mask tells him to follow. He asks Jin about the poison coursing through his veins. A single drop can kill an A-rank knight, but Jin knows his body is still a fragile E-rank. An uncontrolled ability is a ticking time bomb. This man opens a door to a new path. He reveals a massive state-of-the-art training facility. This spots on Jin's skin are a symptom of his lack of control. This man promises to forge him into someone new, just as he did with Kirill. This first command is simple: run. His trainer shifts into an overly enthusiastic cheerleader, then instantly becomes a harsh drill instructor. He demands more weight, pushing Jin harder. Dr. Jin trembles under the crushing load. With a defiant roar, he forces the weight up. This next step is to strengthen his ether. 7 days later, a bandaged Jin stands changed. A new trainer appears, Dr. Jin. He mocks our boy's stamina. Meanwhile, his sister has woken up. She panics, calling him immediately. Back in the lab, Dr. Jin inspects him. He's given a brand new device. An upgrade developed in just 3 days. But the biggest change is his own body. Exhausted, he questions the brutal training. Then he notices something in the mirror. This purple spots on his skin are fading. Dr. Jin is stunned by his transformation, but our hero doesn't see it himself. Later, they share a simple meal. This MC asks if the doctor gets lonely, surrounded by nothing but canned food. Dr. Jin smiles, saying he's not alone. He points toward the kid's shoulder. Confused, our boy looks over. A tiny creature suddenly appears, startling him. Dr. Jin introduces the harmless monster Peepori, its special ability, absorbing poison from its owner. It's been on him for 2 days, completely undetected. Peepori demonstrates its stealth, turning invisible, an ability so rare it's found only in top-tier Aspers. Hisun rests in bed, bruised but calm. His doctor tells him to stop lazing around. Elsewhere at Glory Guild headquarters, an aide reports on dungeon yields and civil unrest. This guild chairman Gu Gunai cuts him short. He issues new demanding orders for his teams. Then he turns to his chief secretary. He leans in with a chilling request. A painful grip ensures his subordinates' compliance. This chairman smiles a promise and a threat. His attention shifts. Where is Maria? This secretary is instantly terrified. This chairman's eyes narrow with suspicion. He learns she's shut herself in the healing room. A woman is trapped in a cycle of apology. Her name is Ria and she's surrounded by pain. This chairman finds her questioning her guilt. He coldly states, "We did our best." But her wounds tell a different story. Maria, the guild symbol, looks up in disbelief. She clutches the floor, remembering the 500 dead. Why did they have to be sacrificed? He sighs, calling it an unavoidable accident, but she drowns in the what-ifs of their failure, recalling the monstrous beast that caused it all. This chairman breaks down in tears. He blames his own weakness for everything. He confesses the torture is driving him mad, but behind his hand his eye glows with cold intent. Ria pleads with him to endure. His demeanor shifts, a smile returning. He suggests a trip to the hunter examination. She agrees and he calls it a great decision. Elsewhere, a city street lies in ruins. Hisun trains floating upside down in purple energy. Bruised but determined, he has another plan. This chairman laments the lack of talent. He knows exactly what they need: healers. Hisun grins, summoning a spark of light. Their goals align, but for very different reasons. For now, Hisun has a path. This chairman sees an opportunity. Our boy will take the hunter examination. A plan clicks into place for the chairman. Hisun shakes hands with the doctor. This doctor admits he's grown attached. Hisun promises to visit often. This doctor laughs, then makes a decision. Pipori will go with Hisun. He entrusts the little creature to our boy's care. This little dragon bounces happily. A furious shout echoes from the house. His Nuna has him in a chokehold. Hisun gasps, trying to explain. His soul nearly leaves his body. After explaining, he kneels before her. She questions the identity of his savior. She doubts everything about this mysterious hunter. Why would someone so strong help them? Their kindness went beyond a simple rescue. Hisun insists his savior is a good person. She argues no one is nice for no reason. A favor always comes with a price. She sighs, tired of the back and forth. She cuts straight to the point. He wants to be a hunter. He stares down at the application form. Bruised but resolved, he confirms his goal. His determination is set in stone. He's shocked by her simple acceptance. She tells him it's his life to choose. He thinks back on the incident that changed him. He declares his new purpose: to save people. A warm smile spreads across her face. She offers a fist pump of encouragement. He repeats her words, a new hope dawning. Bruised but smiling, Hisun promises to do his best. He tells his sister the hunter exam fee is 50 million won. She panics over the cost, fearing he'll do something drastic. To earn the money, Hisun arrives at a remote forest. Before him, a massive purple dungeon gate swirls. It's a poison dungeon, one of the most infamous types. This area is restricted to contain its toxic influence. He knows the danger increases the deeper he goes. Taking a deep breath, he prepares himself, and with a running start, he leaps into the vortex. Inside, a lush alien world greets him. It's a landscape straight out of a video game. This air is thick with a poison that would kill any normal hunter. But for him, it's a walk in the park. He's on a mission to find a specific plant for his test. A sudden noise from the bushes puts him on high alert. A massive clawed foot steps into view. A giant purple lizard monster emerges, dripping venom. He hides, hoping he hasn't been noticed. He quickly analyzes the different types of monster abilities. Poison is a special attribute separate from physical stats. This monster's only real threat is its venom. Its level is low, so why is he suddenly sweating, paralyzed with fear? His hand shakes as he clenches it into a fist. An overwhelming terror grips our boy. He grits his teeth in utter despair. A monster appears, sending everyone into a panic. This woman, Hisun, tells him to run for his life. He can only watch, helpless and enraged, but a sudden sound snaps him out of it. His little dragon companion has found him. Qing flaps its wings, offering thanks. Now in the woods, he searches for something, but he's been spotted by reptilian monsters. He grins, revealing a mysterious purple cube. He remembers the doctor giving him this weapon. His instructions were simple: just say, move. He was skeptical at the time, but he spoke the activation word. This device responds to his emotions, changing its form. This cube begins to shift and reassemble. It becomes a deadly, ornate dagger. This weapon is small, but his power feels immense. With a confident smirk, the hunt begins. This poison-eating healer is ready for battle. Monster cries echo through the forest. One of them unleashes a poison rain attack. A blinding flash of light cuts through the spray. A single clean slash bisects the creatures. Their bodies fall to the ground in pieces. He stands over the fallen, annoyed by the mess. His only concern is getting his clothes dirty. He activates his power, absorbing the remnants. A wide, unsettling grin spreads across his face. System notifications confirm his black ether is soaring. He realizes this place is a buffet of poison and power. This entire dungeon is a personal training ground. He gleefully chases down his next target. He's already at 50 kills, aiming for hundreds more, but something about his new weapon feels strange. He knows a user's power amplifies their weapon, but this level of strength is just absurd. A single scratch was enough to kill a monster instantly. This synergy with his poison is terrifyingly effective. He realizes this weapon is a one-hit kill. A thought flashes through his mind: he might already be the strongest. He suddenly remembers to check his stats. Eager to see how much he's grown, he summons the status window, hoping for a high rank. His physical level is E, but his healing is S rank. He tries to convince himself he's fine with being a healer. A forced laugh echoes through the forest. But the disappointment quickly sets in. He failed to find the flower he was looking for. Elsewhere, a red-haired man senses a disturbance. A deep, uneasy feeling grips him. Something new is in the forest on another level entirely. A monstrous foot wreathed in purple energy steps into view. Its fangs drip with a venomous aura. This system identifies it: a polluted hyena. His hand trembles, sensing its poison type. This system confirms the danger with a warning. This target's combat power completely dominates his. He grits his teeth, banking on his own poison strength. But a diagram shows his physical level is a pathetic E. This power gap is like a child fighting an adult. He stares down the beast, searching for any chance. Telling his small companion to hide, he tries to calm his nerves. He focuses his gaze, determined to watch its every move. This hyena lunges forward in a blur. Its speed is unbelievable. He barely raises his sword to defend. A look of pure shock crosses his face. Claws rip across his body in a violent spray. He collapses, clutching his mangled arm. This attack was so fast he couldn't even see it. He trembles, wondering if this is the end, but a defiant scream tears from his lungs. He's beaten death before and refuses to die here. From nearby, another person watches in shock. This shadow beast waits patiently. He grits his teeth in frustration, but its arrogance creates an opening. This creature mocks his hesitation. He throws the challenge right back. It lunges, a blur of purple energy. He has a plan to wear it down and rely on his greatest strength, healing. A brutal clash of poison and regeneration. For a poisoner, healing is a survival tool, a system of perfect deadly balance. A secret Professor Jin understood well. He unleashes a furious counterattack. This beast's tail whips through the air. He smiles, a milestone from a past foe ready. Activating Professor Jin's third device, the circulator, with renewed power he declares round 2. A sudden calm fills the air, then a violent gust shatters the piece. Its tail slices through the clearing. He watches the attack with cold focus. This monster closes the distance instantly, a flash of deadly intent. He's thrown back, gasping for air. This beast sinks its fangs into him again. He stumbles, bleeding onto the grass. He commands his body to heal. This beast is surprised by his resilience. He realizes he underestimated this enemy. This creature lunges forward again, a blur of purple and black fur. An hour passes, but the beast never tires. Every attack lands, but he can't hit back. His own wounds are piling up fast. A war of attrition is a losing game. But slowly he's learning its patterns. This fight feels unfair but not impossible. He senses the creature knows something. It understands the importance of spirit in battle. He's exhausted but can't show weakness. If he does, he'll be devoured. This beast slams into him with full force, sending him flying across the field. He smashes hard against a tree. A simple headbutt was all it took. He faces a pathetic, brutal truth. His eyes burn with frustration. This creature isn't even trying. Enraged by the disrespect, he charges and is casually swatted aside. He grins through the pain, calling it a shame. He thought he'd landed a hit this time, but the beast's red eyes just burn with fury. Our boy admits his opponent is strong. If he were to despair, this would be the end. But he forces himself to stand, refusing to fall. He remembers a promise, commanding his body to heal. A massive energy wave cuts through the air. He barely blocks the devastating blow. His only plan, hold on until the enemy tires. Sweat drips as his focus narrows. Elsewhere, an observer shouts in disbelief. He knows the kid is wielding a power he can't handle. Back on the field, the user's black ether is changing. This system announces a new level, gunfire. His body is pushed to its absolute limit. He grits his teeth against the agony. Through the pain, his physical level breaks through to D rank. This system announces Chin Hee-sun has been revived. He unleashes a new skill, Poison Steps. A sudden, shocking burst of speed. His power and reflexes are on another level. This beast is caught completely off guard. Chin Hee-sun lands a solid kick but knows it's not enough. He prepares one last attack, risking his own poison. He needs to land one strong attack. He decides to drop all defense. It's an all-or-nothing gamble, but a full power charge means losing control. He glares forward, accepting the risk. Dark energy swirls around his body. He locks into his attack stance. This ground shatters beneath his feet. He launches forward in a violent blur. This beast snarls, finally looking tired. He smirks, moving too fast for it to react. This attack connects in a brutal spray. He stands over the fallen monster victorious. Exhaustion and relief wash over him. Then he realizes his clothes are destroyed, but the next challenge already waits. A new voice narrates over a cave scene. It's a strange message about daily exercise. Our boy claims he feels refreshed every day because he's being chased by a giant spider. He wonders how things went so wrong. He recalls his glorious victory over the hyena, followed by the humiliating walk home. Mortified, he tries to hide from the stairs. A familiar woman recognizes him from before, a memory of a woman and child. A scarred man roars in anger. This bruised kid thanks a guard, but a silver-haired man denies it all. A girl screams his name, Chin Hee-sun. She's mortified by his torn clothes. Something on his back snaps. He weeps, overwhelmed by humiliation. This memory shifts to a giant monster. It unleashes a powerful blast. Chin Hee-sun struggles, stuck in a wall. This impact sends him flying. He looks up, seeing something incredible, a glowing bronze sunflower. He's finally found the prize. This flower's color signals dungeon difficulty, gold, silver, and bronze tiers. He found the lowest quality version, but even this one is worth a fortune. Its true value lies in its power. It holds the healing power of an S-ranker, but they only grow near dungeon bosses, and the boss is right there. In his excitement, he forgot the monster. He knows he can kill it with exa. This problem isn't just its disgusting form. A new rule is revealed. The flower dies with the boss. He must subdue the monster without killing it, but his skills are built for destruction, not capture. He's out of options until his sword speaks. Chin Hee-sun stands confused by the voice. Exa reveals a hidden non-lethal mode, White Dream, a custom function designed by Dr. Jin, a feature he never knew existed. He glares, demanding to know why it was kept secret. This system's answer he never asked. He struggles to contain his building rage. This system's notifications only make it worse. He turns his fury toward the spider boss. Jin Hee-sun introduces himself for the final round. A flash of purple light engulfs the blade. He unleashes a new sleep-inducing attack. A smirk confirms its perfect success. With the boss handled, he turns to his prize. This giant spider is completely unconscious. An ecstatic grin spreads across his face. He finally gets his hands on the glowing flower, but his companion Peepori tries to eat it. This little creature looks utterly dejected. He promises the flower as a treat for later. Our boy recalls the people who sent him on this quest. Their motivations were simple. It was all about the money. He remembers the frantic lesson on the bronze sunflower. A woman had a strange theory about healing and poison. This old man confirmed it with absolute certainty. She explained the core principle with a confident grin. This lesson was simple, opposites work together, but back in the present the logic still escapes him. She questions his confusion, calling it nonsense. A sharp flick to the head is his only answer. She tells him he'll understand later, demanding silence. He's left frustrated, the lesson making no sense. On an escalator, he still wonders why he was hit. He reminds himself that selling this plant is just a job, but he questions why it has to be so complicated. He arrives at the chaotic black market already tired. He calls to his small companion Peepori. He gives Peepori a simple instruction for suspicious people: just bite them. This market is filled with desperate, haggard sellers. An old woman offers him a deal with a wicked smile. A frantic shopkeeper tries to lure him into a weapons store. He stands in the middle of the chaos, an obvious outsider. This sheer concentration of shady individuals is astounding. He feels their hostile stares, but a fight grabs his attention. A question is posed in the market: a huge E rank versus a skinny D rank. But for hunters, level is everything. This crowd murmurs about the absolute power of rank. In this lawless place, the strong dominate. Our boy decides it's time to move on. He browses a stall, spotting a familiar device. He picks up the old clunky scanner. Its functions are terrible, almost useless. Then he sees the price tag. He carefully places the expensive junk back. Suddenly, a man snatches the device. This kid scoffs at the 20 million price, but the buyer argues it's too cheap. He demands to buy it immediately. Our boy turns away, needing to focus. He has a mission: find the Eastern Sunflower. He scans the shops, calling for his companion. A sudden scream cuts through the noise. He finds Peepori attacking a hooded figure. He rushes over, yelling at his companion. He apologizes, offering to heal the stranger, but his hand is slapped away. This hooded figure flees without a word. This kid is left kneeling, completely baffled. This thief sprints down the street. Suddenly, our boy's hand feels light. He looks down. The bag is gone. He sighs, ready to just leave. But a flash of purple energy says otherwise. In an alley, the red-haired thief waits. She smirks, confident she lost him. She mocks him for being a total pushover, and then bumps right into someone. Annoyed, she turns to confront them, but it's him, radiating a terrifying aura. She freezes, completely stunned. He pets his little bat, praising its tracking. He demands his property back, having heard every word. This thief admits she can't win and agrees to return it. Our boy is surprised by her quick surrender. She holds out the bag, then pulls it back. Instead of returning it, she proposes a deal. She knows the black market's hidden streets. She knows exactly where to sell that flower. This Eastern Sunflower is a restricted item. He cuts to the chase, asking her price. She'll find a buyer for a 60-40 split. He's annoyed but decides against a fight. He calls out, startling her cat-like features. This MC's dark aura explodes with rage. He had planned to be merciful, but now he's decided to kill her instead. This red-haired girl trembles in fear. She tries to bluff, threatening to use her stealth. She reminds him of her familiar's poison, but he knows her poison is weak. She claims it can take down an S-rank knight. He knows the real battle is psychological, so he summons a terrifying illusion of a viper. It's not real, but her fear makes it so. Panic overwhelms her ability to think clearly. He taunts her, promising to hunt her down. Her desperate plea cuts through his act. Broken, she begs him to spare her life. This illusion fades as he relents. He admits her stealth was a genuine problem. He calmly introduces himself as Jin Hee-sun. She is Bai Su, the daughter of the black market. Jin Hee-sun makes a demand: be his guide. A tense and fragile alliance is forged. Elsewhere, a powerful man takes notice. He comments on the interesting boy Bai Su found. Jin Hee-sun's objective is simple: find a dealer. He wants to meet the strongest person in this place. Our boy identifies the manager, the strongest person in this place. This white-haired man bites into something raw. This kid finds it strange. The big boss appearing for a simple deal. A red-haired girl peeks out, announcing a visitor to her father. He looks at his own bruised face, doubting her worry. This manager's grin widens, questioning his tone. He tells the kid to stop sounding so weak. In the black market, only the foolish lose. This kid is disgusted, but the manager just laughs. He's eating monster meat, a horrifying realization. This man is something far beyond a simple monster. Whatever, it's time to start the deal. He reveals his prize, the Eastern Sunflower. This manager agrees, instantly, citing a supply shortage. A quick decision, just how our boy likes it. But the deal isn't quite settled yet. This manager's hand moves, revealing a hidden test. A polluted hyena materializes beside him. This item is managed by the Hunters Association, making it dangerous to trade. But if he gathered it himself, he must be strong enough to kill a hyena. This manager won't buy from a loser, from a con man. This beast's red eyes glow with malice. Run or risk his life to see this through. This manager taunts him, urging him to flee now. Purple energy erupts as the kid asks his price. Jin Hee-sun stands his ground, demanding an offer. This hulking man lets out a low, menacing chuckle. He erupts into a full-throated maniacal laugh. His daughter brought him someone very interesting. Unfazed, Jin Hee-sun repeats his demand for payment. This red-haired girl Bai-su scolds him for his disrespect. Her father's expression turns to ice. He silences her with a single crushing command. Jin Hee-sun feels the immense suffocating pressure. This leader apologizes, saying it wasn't just pressure. Our boy realizes it's pure, unadulterated bloodlust. He's shocked the man would unleash it on his own daughter. A thin cut suddenly appears on his cheek. This killing intent alone was sharp enough to draw blood. He dismisses his unconscious daughter to talk money. This leader is impressed by Jin Hee-sun's audacity. Our boy imagines a generous offer of 60 million. In his fantasy, he's overwhelmed with gratitude. He suddenly grabs the leader's hand with reverence. With stars in his eyes, he asks to call him father. This leader roars with laughter, amused by the act. Jin Hee-sun pockets the cash, ready to leave, but Bai-su reminds him of his other promise, her healing. He points a finger, uttering a simple old spell. In a flash of light, her wounds vanish completely. Hee-sun admits his bluff, there was no poison. This red-haired girl is shocked, then beams with relief. Her embarrassment quickly turns to pure rage. She grabs his collar, screaming his name in fury. He walks away, telling her to earn an honest living. A cheeky goodbye earns him one last insult. In a flash of light, he vanishes completely. Inside, the muscular man realizes the kid is gone. He asks the girl about her wounds now healed. She points to the scar, a permanent reminder of her ordeal. He senses her anger and dismisses the thought, but a strange purple energy seeps from his hand. He watches the dark ether drift from his skin. He recognizes the energy as Hee-sun's. This power is disgusting, clinging despite his own aura. A memory surfaces, a man begging for death. A dark figure looms over the tormented soul. This shadowy man offers a cruel choice. Fight or suffer an agonizing end. This vision leaves the white-haired man deeply unsettled. Back in time, Hee-sun's sister gives him instructions. She insists he must look his best for the judges. His hair is styled, but the bruises can't be hidden. He's just registering, not taking an exam. Their destination, a massive building with an H emblem. Two hunters size up the competition. They spot our boy, judging him as weak. He's just a patient, they assume, perfect to clear the path for them. But he overhears every single word, and their insults are getting on his nerves. He vows to never heal those two. He steps up to the registration desk. He asks about his bruised face. This clerk's rude reaction says it all. He mutters a thanks, clearly irritated. Just then a new hunter steps up. He scoffs at our boy's appearance, but the staff recognizes him instantly. It's the famous Yu Ji-won, a celebrity. He asks them to keep his registration quiet. His application submitted, he leaves the building. This process was faster than he expected, but a lone protester catches his eye. A sign demanding answers for a past tragedy. An employee rushes to stop the protest. Our boy watches the scene unfold. This protester breaks down, screaming in grief. She's been here for days, mourning her child. Her plea to see the president hangs in the air. Our boy grits his teeth, resolving to do his best. But a sharp voice cuts through the street. A red-haired man in a suit berates someone. He shoves his way forward, an association agent named Nam Hiti. An E-class, but his aura feels all wrong. He threatens a woman in a hat, reminding her of a warning. He questions why she's ignoring his orders. He tells her she's the one who crossed the line. He tells his subordinate to watch and learn. This is how you stop someone. With overwhelming power, he strikes down to make his point. This impact kicks up a cloud of dust, but his fist is stopped cold. His subordinate stares in disbelief. This hooded kid has caught the blow. Purple energy swirls around him as he glares. Nam Hiti tries to shake him off, demanding he move. But the kid holds firm, threatening to retaliate. He calls him out for attacking a civilian. Nam Hiti claims it's official business. This kid scoffs, revealing he's a hunter entrant. Nam Hiti demands he power down. Our boy challenges him with a defiant stare. This agent's fiery aura explodes, promising a beatdown. A bystander cries out in fear, but our boy is utterly confident. This red-haired hunter Kidik is stunned. Our boy sighs, disappointed in him. He gave a clear warning. And now he moves in a blur, grabbing Kidik by the face. This impact shatters the pavement. He scoffs at the association employee. Kidik struggles to get up, bleeding. He seethes with pure hatred. This threat of death is screamed, but our boy just mocks him. He calls out his opponent's skills. This hunter can't believe it. He holds up KITA case pin. A lesson in conduct is given. He reminds him of his true duty. Suddenly, new footsteps approach. A man in a suit interrupts. He's carrying someone over his shoulder. He questions the commotion on association grounds. This newcomer radiates authority. A vision of a powerful hunter appears, followed by a vision of death itself. A multi-eyed monster rises from the smoke. It's immediately cut down by a powerful slash. Guards and a masked woman brace for the aftermath. Onlookers stare in total shock. An armored hunter stands over the creature's remains. He turns to check for any injuries, but a new imposing crew arrives on the scene. Their leader lights a cigarette with a flaming finger. She unleashes a torrent of fire. This flames completely incinerate the monster. Burning fragments rain down toward the crowd. A woman with a golden halo begins to pray. She summons an angelic being for protection. An absolute barrier shields everyone from the blast. A man in a suit arrives, a level 5 knight. With him is a level 5 healer, Maria. This high-level hunters descend the stairs. They note the association's involvement in the incident. This red-haired hunter is brought forward beat. This knight turns his attention to our boy. He lectures him about acting so rashly. But our boy cuts him off with a sharp command. This knight is stunned into silence. This kid plays it off as a slip of the tongue. Then he challenges their half-hearted attempt to stop him. He knows the rule about attacking hunters, but he asks if hunters can attack civilians. This green-eyed official watches the trap unfold. Our boy plays innocent, offering to be punished. He forces the official to make a choice. This man's expression darkens, cornered. He sighs, admitting his own fault in the matter. He promises to punish the hunter for the assault. This Vice Association leader, UN1, is tasked to handle it. An agent leads the distraught mother away. This officials depart, planning to meet him again. This kid thinks the situation is resolved, but the green-eyed official stayed behind. Our boy feigns confusion, tilting his head. This official reveals he knows about the woman. She lost her child during the dual gate incident. A tragedy the kid says that was preventable. He approaches the man he calls CEO Gu. He comments on the pristine state of the buildings. This Hunters Association headquarters is immaculate, but Gibangdong, he says, is still soaked in blood. CEO Gu stares, the accusation hanging in the air. This kid smiles, revealing he's also from Gibangdong. He sarcastically congratulates the CEO on his success. His bruised face holds a triumphant, chilling grin. This kid's eyes are cold. Why didn't you come? He says he tried to understand at first. A blonde woman wonders if she's blaming the wrong person. But a review of the CCTV footage tells a different story. If the Glory Guild had arrived, lives would have been saved. This kid demands to know why he abandoned them. This man in the suit remains silent. Enraged, the boy screams for an answer. This man finally speaks, dismissing his youth. He calls the kid emotional and irrational. He lectures him on his narrow vision. His eyes glow with a menacing green light. He calls him a beast, not a human, but the kid just smirks back at him. He names the man the #1 knight crushed by Kang Hyun. This air crackles with tension between them. Pillar of green energy erupts from the ground. This executive Gu Gunai claims he tried to be reasonable. He questions the boy's confidence in his own power. A dark purple energy begins to manifest. Gu Gunai is stunned by the sudden power surge. He asks if the kid has finally lost his mind. This boy floats surrounded by his own aura. He declares he will never bow to him. Just then a stylish observer arrives on the scene. A man in sunglasses sips his drink, assuming he's been recognized. He prepares to give an autograph to his fans. But the man in the black shirt asks him for a pen and paper. This celebrity is confused but still expects they want his signature. This pair have no idea who he is. His ego shatters, unable to comprehend his lack of fame. This man in black points toward a real spectacle. This sunglasses guy lifts his shades, suddenly serious. A massive pillar of green ether erupts into the sky. An entrant named Yu Jiwon stands calmly amidst the power. A man in a suit, President Gu, offers a chance to apologize. His eyes glow, warning Jiwon to choose wisely. Jiwon's hand delivers a silent, defiant reply. Enraged, President Gu tightens his tie. He lunges forward to teach an expensive lesson. He declares Jiwon will be an exception to the rules. A blonde woman suddenly tells the president to stop, but Jiwon is already countering with a golden magic circle. He unleashes a massive blast of energy. This blonde woman stands in a brilliant golden aura. She believes this is a demonstration for the entrant. However, her expression is filled with concern. She asks him to stop before people misunderstand. This crowd murmurs, assuming it was just a show. They're jealous the entrant got a private display of power. A man in a suit studies him with cold eyes. He grabs the kid's shoulder, calling him an entrant. He offers a condescending lesson in front of everyone. Our boy sees the shameless spite behind the smile. This man tells him to get used to it because they'll be seeing each other often. Another official warns the president to stop. A blonde guild representative appears, offering an apology. She bows, promising compensation for the incident. Our boy isn't buying her promise. This Glory Guild was supposed to protect Gibangdong. He asks if that promise meant nothing. He rejects her hollow words completely. This president coldly questions the guild's own slogans. What is a proper apology for this? What compensation can bring back the dead? This official tries to stop President Gu Gunai, but the representative admits the kid is right. She hangs her head, knowing they failed. A bitter laugh escapes our boy's lips. His fist clenches, remembering their negligence. This image of his injured sister flashes in his mind. He turns away from them all. He was a fool to ever believe their lies. This representative calls out, but he keeps walking. He turns back with a simple request. This official looks nervous, asking his chosen class. Hisun holds her gaze, his face still bruised. His answer shocks her. Healer. He admits he can't save everyone, but he won't abandon people like she did. He walks away from the association building. Her colleague finds his class choice unexpected. He notes the rough energy for a healer. As long as his value is high, it's fine. Hisun walks home, gritting his teeth. He never expected to win that fight. His goal was to cause a scene. He knew the official would intervene, but in that moment he felt a crushing pressure. It was like facing an immovable mountain. He sighs, realizing how far he still has to go. Arriving home, he hears an unfamiliar voice. He steps inside, announcing his return. His sister is looking at some strange new items. She welcomes Hisun home, asking about his new friend. A red-haired girl with sharp teeth appears. Hisun points, utterly stunned. This girl waves, but he demands to know why she's here. His voice is cold. Leave now. A quiet neighborhood street at sunset. Suddenly, a small girl flies down the stairs. She lands with a heavy thud. Dazed and on the ground, she looks up confused. Jin Hisun is already leaving, but she begs him to wait. He turns back cold as she desperately calls him her friend. She claims she was just visiting, but he asks if Yacha sent her. He has a message for her boss. A dark aura flares as he delivers a chilling warning. He reminds her of his value, demanding Yacha respect his boundaries. A woman's voice screams his name. A fist smashes into his jaw. He's sent flying, crashing to the ground as the woman glares down. She furiously scolds him for turning his friend away. She demands he apologize for hurting the girl's feelings. This red-haired girl's eyes fill with tears. She runs to the woman, her unai, leaving Heesun on the pavement. Later, the red-haired girl is driving Heesun. She apologizes for her sister's actions, but he says he knows she meant no harm. She asks why he was so hostile then. His answer is one name, Yacha. He explains he can't trust the man, a secretive dealer with unknown goals. He questions if Yacha could have planted a dangerous artifact on her sister. This girl grins, admitting she couldn't guarantee her sister's safety. She reveals her true mission. Her father wants a partnership with him. She's shocked he knows she's a monitor. He explains the logic. Sunflowers are scarce. Anyone with them would be a person of interest. She admits he's right but calls him a special case. This is her first ever surveillance mission. She drops a bombshell. She's not father's real daughter. Their family bond is a black market fiction. She doesn't know why he keeps her around. With a sly grin, she suggests she might be special. He's annoyed, asking if she thinks she's a princess. She warns him that father is far from ordinary. This scar on her cheek is the evidence. She recalls the day she was sold. He just stared, then slashed her face. She was left in absolute despair. But on the second day, he did nothing and never hurt her again. Our boy asks if her memories are scrambled from the fight. He reminds her she was just slammed into a wall. She dodges the question with a sudden idea. How do you think this car's owner died? He's terrified, thinking it's a twisted test. He deflects, asking if she even has a license. She laughs at his attempt to change the subject. She mentions a dangerous plant, poison poppy. A beautiful plant holds a dark secret. It's processed into a dangerous drug, highly addictive and easily purchased. This only side effect is total dependency. She sees the thought cross his mind, thinking it's harmless is the first mistake. This is how poison poppy ruins lives. Users will spend everything they have for it. This previous owner of this car was an addict. He fell behind on payments to a man called Father, and Father does not tolerate late fees. He dismembered the debtor for his dogs. She confirms the gruesome story is true. Father eliminates anyone who fails or defies him. She reveals she once rebelled against him. This memory still brings her to tears. She thought she was going to die just for standing in his presence. She finishes her chilling backstory, but she assures our boy he's different. His bold actions should have gotten him killed. It's proof of how much Father likes him. This car screeches to a halt. She excitedly points to their destination. This dungeon holding the silver sunflower. Heesun worries about the monster's strength. This red-haired girl wishes him a safe return. He scoffs, telling her not to worry. I'm the king in this place, he declares. She unpacks an arsenal of hunting gear. She excitedly pulls out a glowing vial. Heesun is stunned by her preparations. It's a powerful family-made monster lure. She boasts about black market technology. Heesun plans to use it for a trap, but as Bai Su celebrates her genius, he pours the entire lure onto the open ground. She explodes, furious at his recklessness. Accusing him of a death wish, he stays calm. I just need to kill them all, he smirks. He cuts her off, offering a small pill. It's a detoxifier that lasts 3 hours. She takes it, setting a time limit for them both. Heesun is genuinely impressed by her foresight. Bai Su looks away, remaining silent. She warns him not to play with her feelings. He dismisses her, telling her to prep for herself. He doesn't need it because this place is home. A distant rumbling shakes the entire field, and Heesun charges forward to meet the threat. His eyes narrow with grim focus. This bait worked better than he ever imagined. Hundreds of infected goblins pour over the hill, but he's chosen his ground carefully. He plants his feet and prepares for the coming wave. A dark power surges through his weapon. This poison step skill activates, stunning the horde. He pushes his ability to level 2. A web of violet energy envelops the battlefield. He clenches his fist, gathering the power. A massive shockwave erupts from his position. This remaining goblins stumble in confusion. He reappears, taunting them with a wild grin. A monstrous shadow of him looms over the terrified creatures. He darts through their ranks, a purple blur, catching a goblin by the head. A swift cut across the arm, another across the shoulder. A final strike disables its leg. This goblins are wounded but confused. Suddenly the poison takes hold. He walks away as they fall behind him. A confident smirk plays on his lips. Acceleration skills are perfect for these weak monsters. He wonders what other powers he possesses. His pride prevented him from asking for help. He decides he'll find answers through combat. This battlefield falls silent. He sits atop a mountain of defeated monsters. Time to check his progress. This status window reveals his name, Chin Heesun, his stats soaring. He realizes his potential for growth is immense. He hopes his true objective is near. These weaklings wouldn't have the silver sunflower, but his eyes catch something in the distance. This landscape is split grass meeting desert. He leaps down from the pile to investigate. Chin Heesun approaches the strange boundary. His foot crosses over onto the sand. This world seems to shift around him. A sudden dawning realization. This sand in front of him explodes. He was wrong, there was one monster left. This ground trembles beneath his feet. A dark form erupts from the desert floor. Vicious armored legs tear through the sand. This hidden enemy continues to emerge. Its glowing red eyes fixate on him. A colossal centipede towers over Chin Heesun, the boss of this place. He promised Bai Su an early finish. He leaps into the fight. But this giant venom centipede has other plans. His expression hardens for the battle ahead. Elsewhere, a small creature waits, sensing he's late. Bai Su feels her transformation pill wearing off. A sudden terrible thought crosses her mind. She wonders if he abandoned her. Back in the desert, his dagger meets impenetrable armor. This centipede's exoskeleton is impossibly hard. He struck the same spot repeatedly with no effect. Subduing this thing is out of the question. Now his only goal is survival. He narrowly evades another crushing attack. On its back, he catches a desperate breath. This beast fights recklessly, ignoring all damage. He lands on the sand facing the massive threat. Physical attacks are useless against this monster. Worse, the environment itself is a problem. This unstable sand halves the power of his poison step, but he smirks, spotting an opportunity from above. He can see his objective, though it's faint. A distant light reflects in his eyes, this silver sunflower growing where it shouldn't. This only problem is reaching it without his speed. He faces a colossal centipede. This monster lets out a piercing shriek. He knows he just has to hold out, but the sand beneath his feet gives way. He stumbles, completely exposed to the beast. It slams its head down with crushing force. This impact sends a shockwave across the desert. He's thrown back, racked with pain. Every bone feels shattered from the blow. He tries to heal, but it's not enough. He falls to his knees, admitting he can't win. He needs a distraction to get the flower. But his blade is useless against its armor. Suddenly, a strange purple object appears. A brilliant light erupts from it. Shards of energy swirl around him. He stares at his hands in confusion. His item Xtha is reassembling itself. This fragments form new gear on his feet. A system notification announces a shift change. A new power is unlocked, booster mode. He can now stand firmly on the unstable sand. A confident smirk spreads across his face. With this new power, he can pierce it. He stands ready for the real fight to begin. His eyes burn with purple light. He faces the colossal desert beast. This monster unleashes a beam of energy. It carves a burning trench in the sand. Our boy dodges with incredible speed. This beast's massive jaws snap behind him. He runs along its armored back. This creature slams down, missing by inches. He feigns panic, spotting his chance. A rare shimmering flower blooms nearby. This silver sunflower, just what he needed. He plucks the prize from the ground. With the flower in hand, he turns back. Now it's time to end this. He activates an item, changing his weapon. But he can't kill it here. This dungeon is under association jurisdiction. This plan uses sleeping poison instead, but its exoskeleton is too strong. He realizes his power is tied to his will. He must focus everything on penetration, imagining the optimal form for piercing. He channels maximum output and launches himself forward, unleashing a massive drill of pure energy. He channels all his power into one shot, forcing the explosive into its shell. A desperate final attack is launched. This monster's armor begins to crack. Direct hit blows right through it. Exhausted, our boy manages a smile. This long, brutal fight is finally over, but a sudden thought hits him. They've been in the dungeon for 7 hours, and Bai Su is waiting, absolutely furious. Meanwhile, Chin Hee-sun admires his prize. He's already daydreaming about the money. He finally spots her by the trees. He runs over, cheerfully announcing his return. Her eyes glow with terrifying rage. She grabs him, furious he took so long. Chin Hee-sun is confused by her anger. His own hands are bruised and torn. He sees she's at her absolute limit. It finally clicks in his mind. She wasn't waiting, she was preparing to save him. A genuine, gentle smile crosses his face. He places a warm, glowing hand on her head. She looks up, shocked by the feeling. A familiar, relaxing energy flows through her. Bai Su smirks, impressed by his insight. She chases after him as he leaves. After the battle, 2 months fly by. Hee-sun has been clearing poison dungeons. He's gathered several rare sunflowers. For the first time, he feels truly happy. This captain calls him for dinner, but Hee-sun stops dead in his tracks. He playfully scolds her for forgetting cheese. This captain watches them, amused by their bickering. That night, Hee-sun thinks about Bai Su's departure. He's grown attached to her, and he's still worried about her safety. Every night, he hears her nightmares. She tosses and turns, pleading in her sleep, begging her father not to sell her. He wonders if she dreams of her real father. He concludes both men in her life were terrible. This weight of it all exhausts him. This next morning, they prepare to leave. This captain turns to Bai Su. She holds the girl's face gently. Bai Su is completely flustered. This captain gives her a warm, knowing smile. She pulls her into a hug like a true sister. She's told she can always return. This guy in the green jacket waits patiently. Crying, she promises to visit again soon. They arrive at the black market. He finds the streets unusually quiet. She scoffs at his observation. A sudden crash echoes nearby. A man demands his money from a downed seller. This seller insists their deal was finished. This commotion draws their attention. He smirks. There's always a fight. She tells him not to worry about it. This seller is losing on purpose. Someone is coming to handle the situation. A man in gray robes appears. He calmly orders the aggressor to stop. He warns him not to cause more trouble. This troublemaker looks back, confused. He challenges the enforcer's authority. This enforcer denies being in charge. He is merely part of the cleanup team. Our boy deduces the enforcer's strength. He pretends it's just a hunch. This troublemaker is him, Hwanho, a level B knight. Hwanho claims he was scammed. This man in gray explains the market's rules, but the attacker decides to fight him instead. This robed man doesn't even flinch. He sighs, saying a chance was given. A hand catches the punch effortlessly. He warns the attacker about his choices, and with a single motion throws him. This street is quiet for a moment. This bruised kid and his friend watch in awe. This attacker rises, filled with rage. He activates his trait, Berserk. an ability that feeds on blood. His power surges to its highest level. He grins, taunting his opponent, and unleashes an A-level strike, but his target is gone. This robed man is now behind him. This berserker seethes with fury. He swings wildly, calling it a cheap trick, but his fist is caught again. This kid can't comprehend what he's seeing. A casual backhand sends the attacker flying. This robed man's form is perfect, effortless. This berserker faces an impossible wall. He screams, attacking again and again. This martial artist intercepts the blow. He mocks the brawler for punching air, but the brawler isn't worried. He vows to put the man down. He's not finished yet. Suddenly his opponent splits into three. He calmly tells him to rest. Three phantoms surround the brawler. A flurry of strikes land at once. This brawler is overwhelmed by the assault. This martial artist makes a final hand sign, a quiet, impressed wow. This brawler lies defeated on the ground. He acknowledges the brawler's impressive instincts. Nearby, two observers watch the aftermath. This black-haired observer calls the victor a monster. He's not even out of breath. He analyzes the final impossible move, a knight's power within a spur's illusions. He decides to activate his analysis skill. Access confirmed. The scan begins. His name is Ojiho, but his data is wiped. This erased files offer no real clues. He doesn't care about power level, only class. This shocking result appears. Class E. He denies the man's energy level. A stranger appears, calling his name. This man apologizes for the scare. Hisun is mortified by his own scream. This man offers to escort Hisun to his father. Hisun accepts, wary of this friendly side. He stands before the black market boss. This boss taunts him about his new wealth. Hisun tells him to cut it out. He snaps back, threatening the boss. This boss questions his choice to be a healer. He explains healing is just a fraction of his power. His real power restricts his hunter career, thus he chose the path of a healer. He admits there are other reasons he can't say. This boss concludes their business for the day, but Hisun smirks, saying it's not over. This boss's eyes gleam with suspicion. He warns Hasun not to test him, a dark warning to brace himself. Hisun says he's owed something more. This boss insists the payment was sufficient. Hisun demands a fee for the information. This boss clenches his fist, dismissing the claim. He challenges Hisun, refusing to pay. Hisun makes his final pitch. He asks what choice is more beneficial. Yacha grins, giving him a score. He's impressed by the kid's sheer confidence. This missing points were for his rudeness. Yacha finally asks what he wants. Hisun points to the man in the gray robe. He wants to learn his techniques. Yacha is surprised by the request. He begins to calculate the cost. This numbers don't add up. Even his prize money isn't enough. Hisun declares he'll go into debt for it. Yacha is intrigued by his determination. This man in gray Jiho turns his head. This red-haired girl Bisu is shocked. She runs over, calling Hisun's name. She asks if he's crazy to owe her father. She warns him her father rips people apart. Hisun understands her frantic warning. Yacha asks why he's going this far. Hisun explains he needs more weapons. His poison is lethal, but he is lacking. He flashes back to all his past battles. Without proper technique, he's just a novice. His current attack pattern is unsustainable. This robed man explains that awakenings rarely change a hunter's rank, meaning our boy's body is still E-rank weak. But Hisun is desperate to repay his debt. He needs this training to survive. This white-haired man gives a predatory smile. He can see the kid is desperate, and Hisun admits it's true. This man agrees to the deal, but not yet. He'll call when he's ready. This red-haired girl questions the delay, but her companion simply follows orders. He slides a briefcase of cash to Hisun. This real price will be set after the training. This trio turns to leave until their next deal. This leader asks if Hisun intends to learn from him. Hisun gives a flat nope. This man laughs, wishing the rookie luck. With one task done, only the exam remains. A voice calls out his name. This red-haired girl waves a cheerful goodbye. She threatens to kill him if he fails the exam. Hisun just smirks back. He's not just passing, he's taking first place. On a screen, a broadcast warns of rising metahuman crime, a call for heroes with strength and justice. This hunter exam is a national spectacle. Crowds flood the association building. Online speculation runs wild. Two officials watch the commotion. This senior colleague wonders if an S rank will appear. His junior thinks it's highly unlikely. He presses his senior for agreement, but he argues that people need a true hero. He hopes for a star hunter to finally emerge. Just then, pre-hunter celebrity UG1 arrives. Reporters immediately swarm the B-rank prospect. One asks why he chose to be a healer. He gives a perfect, charming answer about saving people. This crowd is completely captivated by his words. But the man with glasses sees right through the act. He calls him another power-hungry gangster. His desire to save people is a complete lie. This junior colleague is shocked by this cynical take. This senior explains the entire system is corrupt. Public trust in hunters has been shattered. He remembers someone from long ago, now forgot. This one hunter everyone could truly believe in. His junior gets excited but is quickly silenced. This junior remains hopeful, but his senior sees only a bleak world. At the desk, another applicant slides their form forward. An interviewer eagerly begins the day's session. She's starstruck, sensing the potential of a new star. This applicant introduces himself, Hisun. Elsewhere, a photo shoot is underway for a man named G1. This photographer praises his model's natural charm. He snaps the final shot for the first set. This photographer calls G1 over to review the photos. He shows off a picture he's particularly proud of. G1 is impressed, crediting the photographer's skill. This photographer smugly says the model makes it easy. He asks G1 for ideas on the article's title. This photographer thinks hard, searching for the perfect headline. He pitches a grand over-the-top title. Ji-won suggests waiting to publish for a bigger impact. This photographer agrees and proposes another shoot. He starts backing away for a different angle. Suddenly, he shouts a frantic warning. Both Ji-won and Hee-sun turn confused. Ji-won has no idea what's happening. A sudden loud crash echoes. Hee-sun's voice asks if he's hurt. Ji-won stumbles, clutching his head in annoyance. Onlookers gasp, completely shocked. This photographer's camera flashes at the scene. Ji-won looks up, stunned by who he bumped into. A staged photo op begins. Hee-sun feigns concern for the camera. This brown-haired man is flustered by the situation. This moment breaks and Hee-sun steps away, but the other man is suddenly furious. Hee-sun can't understand his anger. He offers his number to cover any costs. His hand is violently slapped away. This phone smashes onto the floor. A fake apology follows the deliberate act. He picks up the shattered phone, offering to pay. This screen is completely destroyed. Then he delivers a chilling warning. He mocks Hasun's clothes and status. A final condescending pat on the shoulder. He walks away with a cheerful wave. But Hee-sun's patience has finally snapped. He calls out, stopping the man in his tracks. His eyes glow with a dangerous purple light. He grabs the man by his collar and demands a forceful apology. This confrontation draws the crowd's attention. His expression is ice cold, but the brown-haired man just smirks. This reaction is exactly what he wanted. An announcement echoes. The first test begins. This crowd gossips about the earlier confrontation. Hee-sun leans in, proposing a bet. He grabs Ji-won, his grip surprisingly strong. Ji-won's eyes narrow. Something is off. This rules are simple. Highest score wins. This prize is 10 million won. Ji-won secretly records the entire conversation. He warns Hee-sun he's messed with the wrong person. From the crowd, a woman senses something strange. Maria of the Glory Guild questions Hee-sun's power. He was E rank but now feels like a B rank. This growth is impossible without dungeons. She turns to her superior president, Gu Gunai. This president feigns ignorance about the matter. Maria sees through his vague response. She recalls rumors of Hee-sun visiting their lab. A dark thought surfaces: illegal experiments. His power spiked right after those visits. She resolves to investigate this herself. Meanwhile, the applicant tests continue. One by one, they step forward. Hee-sun taunts Ji-won, digging his own grave. An announcer calls two names, Hee-sun and Ji-won. They step up to the measuring instrument. Hee-sun watches with cold focus. This officials finally spot their next target. This top prospect, Ji-won, takes the stage. This crowd buzzes about the vice chairman's son. He scoffs at their chatter, ready to perform. Ji-won begins the test, promising an overwhelming display. His hand presses down on the orb. A brilliant golden energy erupts from the crystal. This crowd is blinded by the sheer power. His score is announced, a staggering 9,103. Onlookers cheer, calling him the clear winner. Ji-won mentally taunts our boy from afar. Now it's Hee-sun's turn. This rival mocks him for even trying. Hee-sun places his hand on the orb. A blonde applicant smirks at the futile gesture, but the crowd suddenly gasps in shock. This blonde applicant stares in utter disbelief. A blinding light explodes from the stage. An impossible amount of ether floods the room. This girl and her friend are left speechless. She whispers a single impossible thought, an S score. This test ends and Hee-sun waits calmly. Jiwon's face drains of all color. This result cannot be measured. Hee-sun feels something is wrong with the device. Nearby, a well-dressed man bursts out laughing. He struggles to contain his amusement. Wiping a tear, he apologizes insincerely. He mocks Hee-sun for a score too low to measure. He whispers something to a staff member. His friendly demeanor suddenly vanishes. Officials interrupt, announcing a retest for applicant 117. This head referee, Pyo Hyokyu, steps forward. He is accompanied by referee Choi Gangjun. This head referee personally apologizes for the error. They ask to measure his power one more time. Onlookers watch the unusual event unfold. One of them has a sudden realization. He points out the new device to his companion. It's a gold core for measuring immense power. This device isn't for low scores, but for high ones. Even the head referee is stunned by the results. A woman on a balcony notes history is being made. He officially congratulates applicant Hee-sun. This score is announced, a meta-human level of 100. Hee-sun himself looks completely confused. This entire room erupts in a deafening roar. News breaks instantly of a new S-level hunter. Amid the chaos, the laughing man quietly slips away. Reporters suddenly swarm Hee-sun. They shove microphones in his face. He stumbles back, overwhelmed. He activates his poison step skill and disappears in a flash of purple. He reappears, shaken by the mob. But his attention quickly shifts. This brown-suited man is waiting. Hee-sun looks at him, confused. This man's hand is clenched, bleeding. Hee-sun demands he speak clearly. He leans in, unable to hear him. This man's face contorts with rage. He finally stammers out an apology. Our boy is completely unfazed. He taps the man's chest with a note and walks away without another word. This man is left holding the note. Blood from his fist stains the paper. He silently vows to kill Hee-sun. This man leaps from a window, intent on murder. From a distance, two figures watch. Ga Hanchin saw the score, 100 points. Ga Yolchin confirms that's the maximum. They realize nobody knows Hee-sun's true limit. Two observers agree on their target. They can't afford to lose another prospect. This memory of last year's failure still stings. Elsewhere, a senior tells his brother to focus. This man in the suit vows not to be outmaneuvered. He grips the railing, rethinking everything. What he thought was an earthworm is a dragon. This first test concludes the survivors wait. Our boy stands ready for what's next. His task, heal a colossal wounded tiger. This first test was potential. This is the real deal. A quick tutorial explains the rules. Heal the assigned monster and you pass. Other applicants watch in shock. They can't believe the scale of his challenge. He realizes this monster is on another level. His analysis skill can't even identify it. A rival whispers a name, the vice chairman's son. A female applicant notes the huge disparity. Everyone else received a manageable task. He sighs overwhelmed until a voice calls out. He whips around completely stunned. This chains rattle as the voice speaks again. This great beast identifies him as its killer. He's the only one who can hear its prophecy. This white tiger snarls, accusing humans of destroying its core. Our boy admits the damaged core is a problem, but he's here to save it. This beast calls it a bluff, its core already shattered. He extends a glowing hand, offering proof. I need to save you for my own sake. He stands before the colossal beast ready to begin. This observers are shocked. He has no healing experience. But the tiger senses this isn't his first time. His technique is too refined, too practiced. This kid just smiles unconcerned by the danger. This beast roars, refusing to believe he'd risk his life for a test. He stares back, his reasons his own. Besides, he can tell the tiger isn't a bad guy. This tiger's eye widens in surprise. He tells it to stay quiet and accept the healing. This beast reveals its mangled back, questioning his power. A confident smirk spreads across his face. Heal, I can do better than that. This tiger is stunned by his strange compassion. He admits humans are usually hostile to monsters. It's a natural response to being hunted, but he sees something more. He remembers a cold man in a suit and wonders if monsters can save humans too. This great beast considers his radical idea. He places a hand on the great beast. This healing is complete, he announces with a grin. This tiger questions the bonus service he mentioned. He reveals a secret, the chains are corroded. This beast is stunned by this impossible feat. He gives the signal, escape when the time is right. This tiger stares, processing this reckless act. It calls him a fool but takes it as a compliment. For only the second time it feels trust. It reveals its identity, not a monster but a spirit, a guardian of the spirit world, the imperial tiger. This spirit demands to know the human's name. Jinhee-sun, he declares the future's strongest hunter. A pact is forged, half its life is now his. Jinhee-sun simply thanks the huge tiger. This majestic spirit is taken aback by the nickname. He explains his logic. The formal name is too long. Resigned, the tiger agrees to wrap things up. This evaluator speaks into his comms, impressed. Applicant 117 Jinhee-sun has passed the test. Elsewhere, another healer's power flickers and fails. Yu Ji-won desperately tries to heal a fallen creature. An alarm sounds on his watch. His time is up. An official tells him he must leave immediately. He panics, begging for just one more minute. A voice over the intercom announces the end. Yu Ji-won is furious, demanding to know who stopped him. This head referee calmly tells him he's out of line. He approaches, lecturing about fairness and the chairman's rules. This question is a veiled threat about disrespect. Enraged, Ji-won claims his father's authority is higher. This referee has heard enough, calling for a guard. A man named Gangjun rushes to obey the order. Ji-won is grabbed from behind, struggling, but the guard just smiles, holding him tight. This referee sighs, telling the entrant to calm down. He diagnoses Ji-won with ether exhaustion. This guard points out his sudden nosebleed. Ji-won panics, begging for just a little more time. In the background, our boy watches the scene unfold. Ji-won recognizes him instantly. He sees, saying he wanted to have a chat, but our boy completely ignores him, waving to the referee. He mouths a single silent word, a devastating two-syllable insult, then openly mocks Ji-won's failure. Ji-won's composure completely shatters. This kid just gives a cheeky little gesture. Elsewhere, a hand knocks on an office door. A man at his desk tells them to enter. A voice calls out for referee Pio. Yu Ji-won's father, Yu In-won, is furious. This referee explains Ji-won failed the practical test. Yu In-won explodes with rage. He slams the desk, accusing him of sabotage. This father warns him not to rely on Chairman Gu. This referee silently endures the verbal assault. Then comes the real issue, the broken gold core. This referee calmly states he followed procedures. Yu In-won screams that the procedures failed. With no excuses, the referee asks about the core. This corrupted artifact glows darkly. This referee simply says he understands. Elsewhere, a new hunter is celebrated. Jinhee-sun is officially a level S hunter. He holds his new badge, smiling, but his thoughts turn to another person. He scoffs at Yu Ji-won's E-rank. He walks away, thinking it's a waste. A smirk crosses his face as he hears a noise. Outside, reporters are shouting his name. They're calling him the next messiah. A massive crowd has already gathered. He's shocked at how fast the news spread. A reporter immediately gets in his face. A reporter grills a young hunter, Jinhee-sun, about his new S-rank. He plays it cool, denying he's anything special. This press mob descends, fighting for his attention. Jinhee-sun's patience wears thin with their rudeness. He suddenly snatches a microphone from a startled reporter. He lifts the mic to his mouth. A thunderous shout for quiet echoes through the plaza. With silence secured, he prepares to make one clear statement. He's happy with his rank but will not be taking interviews. With a quick goodbye, he vanishes in a flash of purple light. This crowd is left completely baffled by his sudden disappearance. Jinhee-sun reappears on a quiet street, confident he can't be followed. But a voice cuts in, certain he can be found easily. Two men block his path, Ga Hanshin and Ga Yolchin. This wild hunter siblings make their pitch, join us. They promise him anything he wants from the Bishop Guild. Jinhee-sun politely declines, having no interest in joining a guild. A new voice calls the Bishop Guild worthless as a green-clad man appears. This man offers a counter-proposal, join the Glory Guild. Elsewhere, a limo speeds down the highway. Inside, two men discuss someone's disappointing E-rank evaluation. This driver glances back in the rearview mirror. This passenger, the same green-eyed man, smiles smugly. He cryptically mentions something interesting just happened. His reflection reveals a cold, calculating satisfaction. He questions the offer from the Glory Guild. Suddenly, a fiery-haired man interrupts them. This green-eyed man issues a chilling threat. A new voice cuts through the tension. This man in the suit is surrounded by ice shards. A white-haired man appears asking if he wants to die. This suit calmly considers his options. Ice magic erupts across the street. This ice user stands with his fiery companion, but the suit unleashes his own immense power. This ice user taunts him about needing a healer. Enraged, the green-eyed man lunges forward. Their powers collide in a massive blast. He stands alone amidst the destruction. A confident smirk spreads across his face. This fiery-haired man powers up, defending his guild's honor. He's revealed as Ga Yolchin, an S-level hunter. An enormous ice knight is summoned from above. Ga Hanchin, also S-level, scolds his brother for fighting here. This recruitment attempt seems to be a failure, but Chin Heesun flatly rejects their offer. His reason: the guild is simply too far away. These two powerful hunters are left speechless. They demand to know if he's joining Glory Guild instead, but our boy dismisses that idea too. This recruiter declares he'll never go there. He smirks, adding, for now, he's certain Heesun will join the Glory Guild. A new scene explains the deadliest dungeons. It's not the poison-filled ones or the boss lairs, it's the beginner dungeons where arrogance kills. This Hunters Association created a special rule. New hunters must clear 5 dungeons in a group, a system even Heesun couldn't escape. He arrives at the meeting point where 2 hunters wait. They recognize him and rush over excitedly. They introduce themselves as Du Yuchin and Du Yuseong. Heesun greets them, asking about the others. Yuchin spots the last 2 members. 2 rough-looking men are talking amongst themselves. They finally approach the group. These men introduce themselves as Park Hyesang and Kim Chuho. Their thuggish attitude immediately sets Heesun on edge. Hyesang suggests they discuss the dungeon. He asks if this is Heesun's very first time. Heesun plays along, saying it's his first official run, but unofficially he's cleared over 10 dungeons. Hyesang proposes a deal to carry him. Chuho says a healer can't kill monsters alone. They offer their protection. For 1,000,000 wons, 2 hunters offer to carry beginners through the dungeon. Heesun challenges them, asking what happens if he says no. This hunter seems taken aback by his defiance. They quickly change their tune, claiming it's just a friendly offer. This other students urge him to join, having already paid, but Heesun sees the truth in their eyes. D-rank knights wouldn't waste time on a low-level dungeon. He knows their story is a complete lie. They're just vagabonds preying on the inexperienced. But why try to scam an S-level hunter? He wonders if they're arrogant or just foolish. Heesun agrees with a smile, but his thoughts are lethal. Inside, a low-level monster appears. It's dispatched in a single swift strike. These 2 hunters laugh, making a show of their power. They mock the weak monsters, demanding a better fight. Heesun watches their pathetic display unimpressed. He sees through their act of fighting hard. They're letting monsters slip by on purpose. One charges straight for him, a clear message. This petty game is starting to irritate him. A real beginner would be in serious trouble, but a flash of dark energy intercepts the attack. Heesun summons his blade, the joke now over. This purple energy crackles around his new weapon. 2 new hunters watch in awe. Our boy sighs, unimpressed. He approaches the nervous pair. He tells them to at least hunt small fry. This boy admits they have no confidence. So you're just going to do nothing? He calls the monsters nothing but big rats. A golden healing light forms in his hand. He reminds them he can fix any injuries. This rookie clenches his fist with new resolve. They thank him, admitting their weakness. Our boy smiles, his small task complete, but his eyes narrow on the real problem. Elsewhere, a weapon swings with a roar. This purple-haired knight attacks a monster. He stops, confused by a sudden energy surge. A bolt of lightning vaporizes the creature. This knight recognizes an Asura's attack. He turns, demanding to know who interfered. This red-haired rookie's hand crackles with power. This bald knight laughs at their enthusiasm. He warns them to save their strength for the boss. A massive roar shakes the entire field. This 2 knights smirk. The real show is starting. They warn everyone to focus for the boss fight. This purple-haired hunter demands more money. This 2 Asurs are shocked by the new terms. He casually ignores their protests about the contract. He tells them to fight the boss themselves. His partner shifts the blame to Heesun. This choice is forced upon Chin Heesun. Being a level S hunter carries immense responsibility. He can never escape the public's watchful eye. Online, everyone is watching his first dungeon. He's inexperienced yet must protect his party. A healer who has never faced a real fight. This Asurs defend him, warning of backlash, but Heesun has no guild, no support system. This hunter gives an ultimatum: pay up or he leaves. He threatens to fake injuries on his way out. Then he'll spread rumors that Heesun attacked them. He's confident everyone will believe his lies. This public loves a hero, but loves a scandal more. As a monster approaches, time is running out. This hunter watches, waiting for Heesun to break. He pulls out his phone, ready to record the failure. He believes he's found a weak beginner level S, but Heesun's view of hunters has turned to disgust. A terrifying power suddenly radiates from Heesun. This hunter grits his teeth, paralyzed by the pressure. A dark aura gathers around his feet. He tells a story about a legendary applicant. An applicant personally taught a lesson. By Geo Gunai, this purple-haired bully realizes who he's facing. This other attacker grips his weapon, calling it a mistake. He lunges forward, deciding to kill the healer, but his body freezes completely. This MC stands calmly, holding a glowing dagger. He mocks them, saying their healer is useless. This two younger students look on stunned. A giant monster rises from the earth behind him. He asks them who is in charge now. This bald bully grits his teeth, paralyzed. His partner trembles, trapped in place. Our boy dismisses them as third-rate villains. His eyes glow, asking if they understand their situation. These two are frozen in a red haze of terror. He scoffs at the idea of fearing public opinion. He taunts their complete terrified silence. He wonders aloud if their tongues are paralyzed. He decides it's better to go after them hard. He turns to them with a sinister offer. He stretches, announcing 2 knights are out of action. This bullies see a debuff icon, horrified. A healer can do this. He crouches, offering to carry them. A flash of purple energy erupts. He kicks the giant rat into the air. Landing on its face, he introduces his carrying service. He pivots on the monster's head and unleashes a devastating kick. His help, however, costs 2 million won. These hunters are furious at the price, but their target is barely even scratched. This massive beast pushes itself up. Its red eyes burn with pure rage. One hunter imagines the kid is just an idiot. This other is baffled by a healer's speed. He suspects there's a strategy at play. Shin Hee-sun openly taunts the monster. This beast's anger boils over. He draws all of its aggression to himself. This onlookers can't believe what they're seeing. Suddenly, Shin Hee-sun is behind the hunter. He reveals his hatred for reckless people. His question carries a chilling threat. He says he can't tell them apart from monsters. Shin Hee-sun gives them a final choice. This hunter is paralyzed with fear, and now the enraged monster charges them all, but Shin Hee-sun just smiles, completely in control. A massive beast slams down. This hunters scream in pure terror. They're thrown to the ground. Their partner is sent flying, but someone is watching calmly. This purple-haired hunter looks up in confusion. A single kick sends the beast flying. Onlookers stare in disbelief. They can't believe a healer did that. Our boy lands wreathed in dark energy. He thinks about his usual method, just take out the boss. It's much easier when not holding back. A dark bow materializes in his hand. He smirks, finding this enemy laughably weak. He swings the bow like a blade. This beast explodes into pieces. This purple-haired hunter is speechless. He trembles, still paralyzed by fear. Our boy appears behind him. He stopped the paralysis so they can pay him. This bald hunter realizes they've utterly lost. His shock turns to pure rage. He lunges, but his partner stops him. This bald hunter freezes, confused. His partner Park Hyesang yells at him to quit it. This purple-haired hunter admits defeat. Hee-sun watches them, utterly unimpressed. Suddenly, a new voice calls his name. This 2 kids from before reappear. They praise his amazing tolerance for his enemies. He's their hero, but he has no idea why. Hee-sun just laughs it off awkwardly. This kids celebrate around him in the field. This rescued pair approaches holding up a phone. Hee-sun calmly confirms their suspicion. He returned the money the hunters scammed. This girl insists he should keep what he earned. He gives a simple firm no. He only took his fair share, nothing more. This young man and woman are stunned. Hee-sun says he has plenty of ways to earn money. As the sun sets, the mood shifts. This pink-haired young man smiles. Concedes, knowing Hee-sun won't change his mind. Hee-sun turns to leave but is stopped. This young man can't let his savior Geo. Since money is refused, he offers another reward. He presents a business card. Hee-sun accepts it, looking confused. This card is from Umbrella Industry. This pink-haired kid points to the card. It's a business card for CEO Duisu. Our boy connects the name to the siblings. This kid confirms his suspicion with a grin. This siblings proudly reveal it's their father. They eagerly offer his company's help. This guy is stunned by the revelation. He imagines himself arrogantly declining the offer. This cringe of his own thoughts hits him hard. After they part ways for the day, he sits with the 14 weak cores he gathered. He worries he can only absorb black cores, but a notification says he has no limits. He's relieved he isn't restricted to poison dungeons. He begins absorbing a regular core. This energy vanishes almost instantly. He checks his status, finding the gain minimal. A new skill appears, monster communication. His small bat creature flies up to him. He realizes this is how he understood the chained tiger, but he pushes the thought aside, focusing on his slow progress. Without black cores, his growth is stalling. Black cores are powerful but highly toxic. All past experiments to use them failed. Only poisoners can absorb them, their secret to rapid growth. Most hunters find core absorption inefficient, but it's the fastest way to grow stronger. He silently thanks the late Dr. Jin. A moment of quiet, respectful thought. But his own slow progress is a problem. He dreams of a breakthrough like that golden core. Outside, 2 men in suits arrive. A sudden knock echoes from the gate. He tells his companion Pipori to hide. A voice calls from the other side. A thin, knowing smile appears. This visitors already know about his dungeon clear. This man introduces himself as Pyo Hyokyu. His energetic partner Choi Gangjun shouts his name. Our boy introduces himself as Shin Hee-sun. He questions their unexpected visit. Hyokyu gets straight to the point about his growth. He holds up a gift, suggesting a talk. They've come prepared with tea and cookies. He smiles, asking to come inside. Inside, Hee-sun serves them refreshments. He apologizes for his humble home. Hyokyu compliments the cozy atmosphere. This tension eases as they settle in. Now Hee-sun is ready to hear them out. This man in gray sets down his cup. He asks Hee-sun about the new dungeons. Our boy isn't interested in unrelated news. This man notes that guilds usually handle them. But what if a dungeon can't be managed? He adjusts his glasses, the mood shifting. A portal has opened in Sujindong. Another appeared in Changsindong. A third one is cordoned off by police. 3 new dungeons in a single day, and the man says that's not the worst part. He slides a top-secret file across the table. It details a code yellow warning. Hee-sun has never heard of such a thing. It's the 3rd most serious global threat level. This previous double gates were also code yellow. Heesun immediately asks about the death toll. Surprisingly, there were no casualties. This warning was about the incident's nature. A monster came out of a dungeon. Heesun reels back shocked by the claim. Dungeons are monster nests self-contained. Only when they overflow do they become gates. A gate flooding always means mass casualties, but if monsters can exit a stable dungeon, humanity is defenseless. This official explains the recent incident. He says the potential damage was immeasurable. Now the World Hunter Protection Organization is silent. Our boy knows hiding the truth won't help. This official apologizes for the secrecy, but the kid doesn't blame him. This hunter association is critically understaffed. Meanwhile, news of a miraculous cure spreads. This imperial tiger was healed of all poison. This official realized who was responsible. He investigated the kid's unmeasurable ether. This only strengthened his resolve to recruit him. He knows our boy is unaffiliated, so he makes his pitch: poison dungeons. This kid considers the offer thoughtfully. For him, poison is easier than a normal dungeon. He finds the entire situation amusing, but he needs to negotiate from a position of power. This official assures him there will be a reward. He presents a carefully wrapped item. This kid's eyes widen in disbelief. It's a gold core, but its energy feels strange. This official explains the core stopped working after they met. He dismisses the idea that the kid is the cause, but our boy nervously admits he's the culprit. He sees it clearly now, this black ether inside the golden core. He knows if he's caught, he's a slave to the association. For now, he'll pretend he knows nothing. This man in the suit claims the core was just trash. But he had a gut feeling Heesun could use it. He casually suggests selling it or even bowling with it. Heesun knows this is a test. Absorbing the black ether would be a trap for anyone else. This man's eyes are sharp, calculating. Heesun realizes this isn't a trade, it's an experiment. An idea forms in his mind: poison dungeons. Back home, he holds the core ready to begin. He recalls an old story about a traveler and a drink of water. A leaf is placed on the water to slow the drinker, forcing him to drink safely without getting sick. He must approach this power with the same caution. This core isn't a simple drink but a raging storm. This thought of absorbing it fills him with glee. He wonders just how powerful he will become. Suddenly his trainer Ojiho appears. He asks why Heesun is so distracted during training. Heesun snaps out of it, apologizing nervously. He thinks about his teacher, who seems kind on the surface. But in reality, the man is a complete devil. Heesun roars in frustration. His purple energy blade cuts the air. This memory of his training begins again. A fist flies toward his face. This mentor lands a solid blow. It's a completely one-sided beatdown. His new teacher is unimpressed. He tells Heesun his foundation is weak. He doubts if the kid can even learn, but Heesun is determined to succeed. He made a deal with a yacha for this power. He refuses to let that sacrifice be wasted. He unleashes a massive wave of energy. This mentor watches, a slight smile forming. He recognizes the skill used on the hyena. It's definitely fast, he admits, but something about it is wrong. This purple blade lunges forward and is stopped with a single hand. Heesun is shocked by the casual block. This mentor sees his potential though. He instructs him to use a knight's skill. Heesun agrees, calling him teacher. This mentor is flustered by the title. He accepts and Heesun has a question. This teacher asks a pointed question. He reveals it took him 10 years. Our boy just smirks unfazed. A new voice interrupts them. This level 5 healer saunters in. He's struggling, claiming he has no talent. She asks if he's making any progress. He admits he feels absolutely nothing. She thinks for a moment, offering a hint. There's a secret to Ojiho's techniques. This kid is completely stunned. He complains that's his entire problem. She mentions a peculiar feeling, a sensation like a mysterious hallucination. He realizes something unseen is at play, a hidden power like telekinesis. This puzzle pieces finally click into place. He extends his hand, ready to try. Ojiho is using two abilities at once. He's found the hint he was looking for. This ability's form depends on the user. It can manifest as fire or ice, but the foundation for all spurs is telekinesis. He considers its countless applications. He focuses his power into his hand. A lone hunter summons lightning from the sky. A wyvern dissolves in a torrent of blue energy. This is the rising Esper Li Yichin. His party members are stunned by the one-shot kill. He turns to Chin Heesun, asking for his opinion. Li Yichin smirks, proud of his rising hunter ability. He boasts that Heesun should get used to his greatness. He monologues about his plan to reach B rank soon. As he speaks of their fated meeting, blood splatters on Heesun. Someone shouts a warning: more wyverns are here. Li Yichin eagerly dashes off to fight again. Chin Heesun is already exhausted and wants to go home. A female hunter approaches, noting Yichin is her rank. She confirms her guild recruited the impressive rising star. Heesun asks if she's a senior member of the guild. This woman just gives a knowing smile. She admits she's just a huge fan of Li Yichin. A vision of his adoring fans appears. Li Yichin beams at the imagined praise. His supporters are in awe of his raw power. Chin Heesun and the woman laugh at their simple adoration. She invites him to accompany dinner after the raid. He politely declines, saying he has more training. She's amazed by his S-level dedication. A memory surfaces of him practicing basic movements. A voice calls out to the hunting party. An eager guildmate runs up to Li Yichin. He proudly points to a glowing crack in the ground. He's certain he's discovered treasure, but the senior hunters look deeply unsettled. This team leader's face twists in horror. He screams a warning. It's a second dungeon. This ground erupts in a blast of pink energy. This entire landscape shatters beneath their feet. This leader orders everyone to protect Chin Hee-sun. This team plummets into the chasm below. Lee Yichin is frozen, paralyzed by the chaos. He desperately wants to save his Haiyang. But his guild members are already gone. He can't believe they're dying over simple bad luck. This screams for help echo in his mind. He stands at the edge, crushed by regret. If only he hadn't insisted on this dungeon. He blames himself, a tear streaking down his face. An inner voice screams at him to move. Another hunter takes charge, shouting to chase them. He WATCHES someone leap into the abyss. Yichin screams for Hunter Chin Hee-sun. He's stunned by her fearless dive, a memory of his smiling friends, the source of his fear. Fear grips him, but he clenches his fist. He can't just stand by and watch. He rushes towards the guy in the white shirt. He needs a shield cast over the guild members. This silver-haired man says it's possible, but not for everyone. His limit is a shield for only 4 people. 4 people, our boy declares it's enough. He's asked if he's abandoning the first to fall. The answer is no. A purple spell begins to form. It solidifies into strange, dark platforms. This silver-haired man watches in disbelief. Our boy screams he'll save the man himself. He admits his reaction was too slow. This others are unconscious from the impact. He calls on Exan needing stepping stones. There's nothing to stand on in the void, so he'll just make his own platforms. His foot lands on solid magic. His mission now, catch 2 people. This time there will be no mistakes. He leaps through the chaos, reaching for the first falling body. A platform of light catches them. This silver-haired man can't believe his eyes. In an instant, our boy has caught them both. Chin Hee-sun asks if they've arrived. A sudden violent wind blasts his companion. This silver-haired man's eyes widen in shock. They've been pulled into a second dungeon. He desperately calls out for Hunter Chin Hee-sun. He runs to check if our boy is all right, but he stops cold, staring in disbelief. Chin Hee-sun stands completely unharmed. This man frantically asks about the other guild members. Chin Hee-sun looks over his shoulder. He reveals they're safe, just unconscious. Overcome with relief, his companion starts to tear up, but Chin Hee-sun cuts the reunion short. A swarm of winged monsters descends. His friend warns this will be a difficult fight. Chin Hee-sun looks genuinely confused. He says his power will kill them instantly. This man thinks he's just hiding his fear. He calls out to the hunter. Stepping forward, he declares he'll handle it. Our boy is baffled by his sudden confidence. A new voice shouts the silver-haired man's name. Lee Yichin turns, recognizing the voice. This rest of the guild has finally woken up. They all thank Chin Hee-sun for saving them. This healer remains unconvinced. This hunters take their positions, observing the swarm. A confident Asper steps forward. He unleashes a flurry of explosive talismans. This ground is littered with his traps. This harpies fly straight into the kill zone. He clenches his fist, triggering the detonation. A chain of explosions erupts from the ground. This blast clears a path through the monsters. His party celebrates their easy victory, but the Asper's smile vanishes. Through the smoke, the harpies emerge unscathed. Panic sets in as the swarm descends. Our boy analyzes the failed attack. Elsewhere, another party holds their ground, but even experienced hunters fall. A healer urges her fallen comrade to escape. He knows this was a losing battle. This healer turns to the injured woman. He walks toward the fight, his duty clear. She can't believe he's going in alone. He turns back completely serious. She insists the fight is already lost. He recalls a lesson about not giving up. A memory of a furious man flashes by. His gaze is cold and unwavering. This injured woman questions him. You're a healer. She says they need a damage dealer, not support. Against a sky full of monsters, what can he do? She immediately regrets her desperate words. He acknowledges that healers are seen as support. Dark purple energy crackles around his weapon. That depends on the person, he says and throws. A beam of pure energy slices through the air. It rockets past the stunned hunters. This beam impales a winged monster in the distance. She's shocked, realizing only a few were hit. He agrees it's not enough, promising to return. In a flash of purple, he's gone. This other hunters can't believe their eyes. He becomes a whirlwind of blades among the monsters. A vicious harpy screeches down from the sky. He meets its charge without flinching. A single clean arc fells multiple creatures. He vaults off a monster's back, finding it all annoying. He realizes there are simply too many to fight one-on-one. He wishes for an ability to wipe them all out. His weapon's voice tells him to transform it. This blade reconfigures into a massive shotgun. He grins, ready to unleash a new kind of power. Lee Yichin's eyes glow. Let's get started. A blast of purple energy shreds the monsters. He takes aim with an ether-powered shotgun. His companions are stunned by the new weapon, but the harpies are somehow still unscathed. This team's hope begins to fade. Lee Yichin just smirks undeterred. He reveals 2 glowing purple cartridges, loading the special ammunition. These shells are made of black ether. This poison spreads through the harpy swarm. He watches with satisfaction as they fall. This sky is clearing of the winged beasts, but the power drain is immense, staggering him. He can't use this ability too often. Suddenly, a massive harpy ambushes him. This silver-haired hunter blocks the attack. Lee Yichin is saved, impressed by his strength. This hunter declares himself Yichin's rival. He points out their real problem. This true boss of the dungeon descends, this singing harpy and S-level monster. His new rival is worried, but Yichin is calm. He has just enough ether for one move. He grips his blade, preparing for the strike. This harpy queen grins, her blade glowing. Our boy leaps into the fray. His bloody fist clenches a plea to be understood. A blast of power rips through the beast. Purple blood splatters across the sky. He stands over the fallen and necessary enemy. This aftermath of a legendary battle is revealed. This guild was wounded, but no one was lost. He alone stands victorious with 0 casualties. Someone screams in utter disbelief. This guild member's protest, it's completely unfair. He calmly asks if his request is too much. They can't accept him taking no reward for his deeds. This guild leader looks stunned but agrees. Our boy reminds them he fought this battle alone. He asks for only one thing, their silence. This guild leader reluctantly accepts the deal, but he has to know why. This kid thinks for a moment. This others wait completely bewildered. His reason is simple, it's annoying. He just finds all the attention tiring. This guild erupts in protest, but he tunes them out. They try to stop him, but he's already leaving. He waves goodbye and runs off, leaving them in the dust. It was clear he wasn't sharing the prize. He absorbs the singing harpy's core. His telekinesis sensitivity skyrockets. A moment of greed quickly justified. He thanks the guild and makes a run for it. A few days later, back in the city, Shin Hee-sun follows a map on his phone. He closes in on his destination. He stands before a massive building, the cleanup clan. A confident smile spreads across his face. Elsewhere, a room is littered with empty cans. A man with a beard finishes another drink. This is Yuk Cheolwon, leader of the cleanup clan. He's just received clearance for the poison dungeon. He hopes to find something to reclaim his past glory, but he has no one to form a party with. He decides to call an old acquaintance. His friend answers, sounding far too busy and successful. This news of his friend's success stings. This friend mocks his unprofitable cleanup clan. He's told to stop chasing a worthless dream. Wake up, the voice says, I'm not going back. This line goes dead. He hangs up his hope, turning to anger. Looking at an old photo, he reaffirms his conviction. A man with blue hair hears a knock at the door. He opens it, introducing himself as Yuk Cheolwon of the cleanup clan. This visitor's eyes widen in recognition. This guest, a young man, smirks as he enters. Cheolwon shouts his name in shock, Shin Hee-sun. He's completely starstruck by South Korea's most famous hunter. Hee-sun, the first new S-ranker in a decade. A genius healer acknowledged by the Imperial Tiger. A mysterious hunter with overwhelming power. Cheolwon gushes over his incredible reputation. He offers Hee-sun a seat, asking why he's here. Hee-sun asks if this is in fact a clan. He makes himself comfortable on the couch. Hee-sun explains he hates attention and restrictions, but he heard clans allow members to join and quit freely. Cheolwon asks if he likes the fame. Hee-sun says he's just good at his job. Now in a gas mask, Cheolwon still thinks he's dreaming. Hee-sun stands before a swirling purple dungeon gate. He's ready to go, but Cheolwon grabs his shoulder. Hee-sun turns confused by the sudden halt. Cheolwon realizes this isn't just newcomer enthusiasm. He points out Hee-sun is only wearing a hoodie for a poison dungeon. Hee-sun smiles, admitting he's normally right, but he insists on going, promising to take responsibility. Hee-sun breathes in the dungeon air, feeling refreshed. This gas-masked man admits he doesn't understand what went wrong. This young man suggests they start gathering resources quickly. He awkwardly swings a pickaxe, a tool he's never used. His expression hardens as he senses something approaching. He decides to eliminate any hindrances immediately. A stampede of demonic horses charges toward them. This clan leader identifies them as territorial monsters. This young man tells him to get ready for a big fight. A confident smirk spreads across his face. He sees the charging beasts as a bounty of experience points. This black market medicine is working perfectly. He draws his blade, welcoming the convenient battle. He carves through the demonic horde with ease. This clan leader shouts a warning as another beast closes in. This kid tells him not to worry. He unleashes another powerful sweeping attack. This battlefield becomes a whirlwind of his strikes. He smiles, thinking the fight is almost over. One final massive slash clears the area, but he was careless. 2 monsters slipped past him. They charge straight for the clan leader. This young man watches, completely bewildered. This clan leader stands over the fallen beast himself. Yuk Cheolwon questions if Shin Hee-sun is truly a healer. Hee-sun deflects, but Yuk Cheolwon realizes he's a B-rank talent. With the distractions gone, Hee-sun is ready to work. This hunter demonstrates a strange gathering technique, but Hee-sun's demeanor suddenly changes. He senses a powerful presence watching them. This hunter sees nothing, but Hee-sun feels its gaze. He tells the hunter to stay back. He's going to face it alone. This hunter worries it's too dangerous. Then he remembers who he's dealing with. Hee-sun promises to return and vanishes in a flash. A speed the hunter can't even comprehend. He rushes through the forest, closing in. This is the perfect chance to test his training. A flashback to his teacher's praise. This man is impressed by Hee-sun's rapid growth. Hee-sun downplays his achievement, but his teacher knows better. That simple touch took the master 10 years to learn. A flustered Hee-sun credits his amazing teacher. This teacher accepts the honor with a smile, but he warns the next level will be far more serious. And with a sudden strike, the lesson begins. His teacher's words echo in his mind. Now he needs to prove his new strength. Purple energy erupts around him. He faces the decolor wolf, ready to fight without poison. Shin Hee-sun taunts his trembling opponent. His werewolf form lands a vicious slash. Our boy is down, the beast howling over him. Back in human form, Shin Hee-sun promises a real fight. This werewolf unleashes a furious barrage. This kid's soul is nearly knocked from his body. A man in a gas mask suddenly appears. He holds up a sign, round 3. He explains he didn't want to interrupt the fight. Our boy is furious he didn't intervene sooner. A fist flies right past the man's head. He can only offer a sheepish apology. This kid clutches his side, questioning his chances. He sees the absolute power gap between them. He knows he can't win without using snapback. Shin Hee-sun's talent is simply unparalleled. He achieved in months what takes others a decade. His power, speed, and agility are all superhuman. But talent alone cannot master this one art, a martial art created by the monster Yacha. This gas-masked man rushes to the fallen hunter. He kneels down asking if he's okay. Our boy warns him away from the poison. He desperately wonders what he's missing. This secret is revealed. Snapback is an illusion. He clenches his fist, recalling a sign he once ignored. Now he realizes it might be the key to snapback, a technique that talent alone cannot master. It's a haunted martial art that drives its users to despair. This mentor calls his name, Shin Hee-sun. He's impressed the kid could react at all, but just having a feel for it is far from enough. Shin Hee-sun knows his ether control is still weak, nothing more than a pale imitation of the real thing. Suddenly, a monstrous wolf roars into existence. It dives from the sky, aiming for the kill. This gas-masked hunter screams a warning. Claws tear through Shin Hee-sun's chest. This hunter recalls a grim rule: maximum utilization means death. This beast grins, savoring its victory. But Shin Hee-sun tells it not to make a fuss. His eyes glow gold, a sinister smile on his lips. He asks why it's staring unless it's Kiri's pupil. A predatory grin reveals sharpened teeth. He moves in a blur of impossible speed, a single fluid motion across the field. A memory of his training flashes in his mind. This mentor's voice stresses the importance of footwork. It's not about posture, but the combination of forces. This true principle is reflecting the attack back. A new skill is revealed, Deceiving Phantom. This stronger the attack, the greater the snapback. Shin Hee-sun gasps, absorbing the blow. He channels the immense power, unleashing a monstrous, bloody counter. He drives his hand deep into the beast's chest. Blood splatters across the field. This effort leaves him completely drained. His masked companion watches, utterly stunned. He can't believe what he just witnessed. A healer with such a technique is unheard of. Their first dungeon raid is a resounding success. With Hee-sun on the team, dungeon permits flood in. His actions attract the attention of a head referee, but Hee-sun still doesn't trust his new leader. A tiny bat-like creature lets out a roar. This familiar Peepori lands on Hee-sun's shoulder. This masked man calls out to the little creature. Hee-sun scolds his familiar for seeking attention. A flashback reveals Peepori once saved him from an ambush. This leader reports that he's finished harvesting byproducts. Hee-sun sits down to rest, but he has a question. He asks the leader why he chose this line of work. This masked man claims he's not a strong hunter. Hee-sun is shocked to hear a B-rank knight say that. Our boy senses an obsession with poison dungeons. This masked man admits he's searching for something. He asks about a legendary flower. This kid has never heard of it. It's a myth, a flower that can cure any disease. He realizes the man means the gold sunflower. This masked man is certain it exists. He reveals he's doing this for his wife. A flashback to an empty hospital bed. He confesses his guilt, his failure to be there for her. Our boy listens, sensing the man's deep regret. This man stops, thinking the rest of his story is obvious. His desperate search cost him his entire clan. This kid cuts him off, naming the item he seeks. He explains why the man's search has failed. This flower must be found before the boss dies. There are 3 ranks tied to dungeon difficulty. Even our boy hasn't seen the gold one yet. It requires overpowering the strongest bosses. This masked man mistakes this for pity. But our boy isn't offering comforts. He's offering the truth, revealing the flower itself. A brilliant golden light fills his hands. He smiles, calling the man leader. And this, he says, is the proof. A lone centipede crawls on the cavern floor. Hee-sun clutches a glowing flower, his faith wavering. He thinks of all the work he's done. This maps the planning. Was it all pointless? He looks up, searching for an answer, and finds his resolve. It wasn't for nothing. His eyes burn with purpose behind the mask. But the emotional toll finally hits. He collapses, screaming in anguish. This dark-haired man watches him. He tells his clan leader to get up. He reaches out a hand. It was Hee-sun's sincerity that kept him here. He takes his hand, offering to help find the gold sunflower. Let's look for it together. Tears stream from Hee-sun's eyes. A smile breaks through his despair. Meanwhile, at the Glory Corporation Tower, an aide reports a 38% increase in dungeons. He confirms the main teams are holding steady. This briefing concludes. His boss is pleased, but one thing bothers him. CEO Gu Gunai's eyes narrow. Where's Shin Hee-sun? This aide apologizes. Their recruitment methods have failed. He confirms Hee-sun hasn't joined another guild. Gu Gunai orders the media on standby. His assistant confirms the order, but the CEO stops him with a question. He asks about Maria's recent absence. Her uncharacteristic behavior raises his suspicion. He dismisses the man, lost in thought. He's concerned but trusts she won't fail him. His thoughts return to the peculiar hunter. He's seen this kind of arrogance before. He recalls last year's rank recruits. This Bishop Guild's hunters defected to him. This betrayal sparked a bitter rivalry. Ego and promises mean nothing to him. In his world, only power matters. Wealth and power are society's true goals. This worthless are simply abandoned, but something about this hunter is different. He analyzes the hunter's hidden desires. He believes the kid wants to surpass S rank, and only the Glory Guild can grant that wish, so why reject the path to power? What secret does this hunter hold? This scene cuts to a bright sunny day. Our boy walks down the street irritated. He senses he's being watched by many. A woman in a pink cap moves stealthily. She grabs Heesun, questioning his presence. She's shocked by his unlisted sorcery ability. Heesun demands to know who she is. This mysterious woman stares back coolly. She apologizes, claiming it's a misunderstanding. She introduces herself, Maria from the Glory Guild. Heesun is stunned to meet the famous hunter. Maria insists she absolutely had to meet him. He asks her why she sought him out. She removes her sunglasses, revealing her face. Her purpose is to learn more about Chin Heesun. This mood shifts under the clear blue sky. A strange, poetic feeling washes over Heesun. Maria's gaze is steady and intense. This summer air grows thick with tension. They stand together against the city backdrop. Heesun's heart starts to pound. He suddenly reaches out, grabbing her shoulder. His expression hardens in an instant. Maria looks back, caught off guard. He drops the act, demanding her real motive. Her confident facade completely shatters. This scene cuts to a quiet park. Back in the present, they discuss the real issue. The imperial tiger has escaped. This great white tiger is gone. He's just glad it all worked out. He sits with a blonde woman on a bench. He asks why she sought him out. His eyes narrow with suspicion. Does she need a scapegoat? This woman denies it instantly. She's here for a different reason. She recalls his incredible healing power, a level of regeneration far beyond her own. She claims she just wanted to talk healer to healer. Our boy remains unconvinced. She asks if he doubts her. His answer is a cold of course. He knows exactly who she is, a famous healer from the group Glory. He calls her out as a member of Glory. She wonders if his intentions were pure after all. He turns away, his voice chilling. You shouldn't have followed me. He gestures to a small child playing alone. This boy's mother used to take his picture here. She was always smiling, always with her camera. He speaks her name, Maria. Her face drains of color. He asks what she sees now, an empty bench. He brings up her talk of compensation for the boy. Can money or a stable future fix this? His fist clenches with suppressed rage. He reminds her of the crater left behind. If she truly felt sorry, she wouldn't be here. Elsewhere, a fist smashes down in fury. A man seethes, cursing the name of Glory. This media questions the dignity of a vanished S-rank. Even Chairman Gu Gunai pressures him to act. A man named Yuxchulwan decides he's seen enough. He vows to repay a favor with vengeance. At his desk, he wages war on the internet. A fanatical defense of his hero begins. A text arrives from the clan leader, "Leave it all to me." Our boy reads the message, feeling a sense of dread. A blonde woman approaches him from behind. He turns, asking if she's leaving. She apologizes, admitting her motives were selfish. He can only stare, confused by her words. She walks away, a strange smile on her face. Her mind flashes to a memory of a bloodied hand. She blames her own weakness for a past tragedy. Voices scream her name, Maria. They called her a miracle, their only hope for salvation. But she failed them when it mattered most. Their faith curdled into bitter accusations. They branded her a murderer and cast her out. Someone tried to tell her it wasn't her fault. She refuses the comfort, trapped by the screams. She walks alone through a river of her own making. A voice confirms her deepest fear. She killed them. A hand reaches out to her scarred one. He suddenly grabs her hand. Maria turns, completely confused. He points out the blood on her hand, but when he checks again, it's gone. She panics, trying to hide her secret. He plays it off, pretending he saw nothing, but his eyes see the truth, a violent reality hidden beneath her saintly exterior. Maria fled, terrified of what he saw. He tries to process the strange encounter. Later, he sits with the young boy. He tells the kid to enjoy his treat. This boy calls out to him, thanking him for spending time together. Our guy dismisses the thanks, acting tough. This kid asks if Maria is his girlfriend. He scoffs at the idea, disappointing the boy. They banter about why she ran away, a quiet moment as the sun sets. Meanwhile, at the Glory Corporation headquarters, a scientist addresses the board with a new item. He says it's better to just show them an item that will change Glory's future. He reveals its name, Poison Poppy. A board member erupts, calling the doctor insane. A man in glasses tries to calm the room, but an executive explodes with outrage. This speaker's hands tremble on the podium. He smiles, asking if there are any complaints. This executive calls him insane for suggesting Poison Poppy. Suddenly, a fiery projectile flies toward him. It impacts his chest in a burst of flame. A woman casually puts away a unique lighter. She reminds him not to raise his voice here. Her expression is pure disdain. This man is stunned into silence. Another executive calmly tells him to sit. He gestures for the doctor to continue his presentation. This doctor gets straight to the point. He argues the drug's usefulness outweighs the risk. With a manic grin, he guarantees its benefits. This leader and the blonde woman demand proof. This doctor reveals its true power, reinforcing healing abilities. He steps aside, presenting a test case. He claims the danger is easy to disregard. This blonde woman asks if they'll use it on Maria. This leader says no, Maria is too valuable a symbol. She presses, asking who the target is then. Another woman proposes a candidate, Yu Jiwon. Yeon Jisun, Glory Guild's third rank, lays out her strategy. Executives debate a risky plan involving Yu Jiwon. A Glory executive pushes for aggressive expansion. This plan's architect scoffs at their caution. A green-eyed man orders a complete takeover of poison dungeons. This directive is clear, seize them all even by force. In the silent boardroom, no one dares object. This executive sit in tense silence. This decision has been made. Elsewhere, a guild staffer works late at his desk. He sees an official takeover notice on his screen. Yu Jiwon, relaxing, gets a call from his panicked staffer. This staffer reports all their poison dungeon permits were just revoked. He suspects Glory is using the district as a front. Annoyed, Yu Jiwon sits up confident he can fix this. He reassures his subordinate and prepares to make a call. With a serious expression, he dials a number. This staffer waits, sweating for the outcome. This call connects to a man named Chin Hee-sun. Chin Hee-sun, a calm professional, asks how he can help. He quickly grasps the situation, a sudden total lockout. Yu Jiwon confirms his suspicion, it has to be Glory. Chin Hee-sun listens, his expression turning serious. He jots down the key players, connecting the dots. Yu Jiwon presses for a quick resolution. Confident, Chin Hee-sun begins typing, promising a swift fix. This MC hangs up the phone, a deal secured. His companion asks who he called. He worries if this mysterious contact can handle Glory. Just 1 minute later, a notification pings. This blue-haired man leaps from his chair in shock. This cancelled dungeon entries are all back online. Our boy smirks, impressed by the speed. With their path cleared, his friend rushes to prepare. This MC finally collapses onto the couch exhausted, but his mind is still racing, unable to rest. He flashes back to his brutal training, facing a master with glowing blue eyes. Every step cracks the floor beneath him. This master lunges with impossible speed. His fist glows with raw power. He throws a simple attack to the left, but it's a feint, the real blow aimed at the core. This master is stunned, 112 attacks all blocked. A flicker of a grin crosses his face. He unleashes another relentless assault. This attacks come from all sides at once. A storm of blue energy fills the room. This master lands, kicking off the ground. He launches himself across the training hall. This MC is pushed to his absolute limit. This master explodes with energy-demanding action. He scolds the trainee for his slow reactions. Exhausted, our boy is asked if he wants to quit. He catches his breath, pushed to the absolute limit. But his eyes burn with resolve. He can still fight. This master gives a slight smile, ordering him back into position. This trainee clenches his fists, ready for another round. With a sharp glare, the master announces they're starting again. Their feet slam into the ground, cracking the floor. Fists meet in a blinding flash of power. This master taunts him, hoping he'll finally land a punch. Their clash erupts in a massive shockwave of energy. A white-haired man arrives with a child, noting the time. He grins, warning that every late minute costs extra. This newcomer watches the fight, surprised by the kid's strength. Our boy is caught in a flurry of relentless blows. His master deflects another attack, calling him too slow. This trainee grinds his teeth, fueled by frustration. This master reveals his own body is weaker. Eyes glowing purple, the trainee vows to land a hit. His master's aura flares, accepting the challenge. He multiplies, daring the kid to find the real him. Surrounded, our boy grits his teeth, calling it easy. A single purple beam cuts through the afterimages. It strikes a copy as he declares he's used to it. Yacha faces the final blast, a massive explosion of purple energy. This training room is filled with smoke. This onlookers wonder who won the duel. Chin Hee-sun, clutching his arm, calls it a tie. Yacha stands completely unharmed. Chin Hee-sun knows a tie is high praise from his master. He threw 178 attacks, and not a single one landed. His hand trembles from the exertion. He can only call his master an amazing bastard. Yacha simply states the obvious. There's nothing more he can teach. Chin Hee-sun has officially mastered snapback. Our boy thinks his master is just giving up. But Yacha is serious. The rest is up to him. To continue teaching would only hold him back. Yacha knows his student's talent is dangerous, a talent that far outshines his own, and with that his role as teacher is over, a warning of future enemies, those who will desire and harass him. But Yacha smiles, knowing something more. He gives a final reassuring nod. He hopes Chin Hee-sun remembers his allies. This training was short, but it was an honor. A man with a quiet intensity stands alone. He turns, his ponytail swaying. Light pours into the ruined dojo. Heavy footsteps echo on the floor. A formal gesture of respect is made. Hee-sun kneels, thanking his mentor for everything. He bows his head, calling him master. This master remains silent, his back turned. He finally speaks, telling the boy to stand. Elsewhere, two observers mock the serious scene, but Hee-sun remains kneeling, his will unbroken. This master watches him with a complex gaze. A small smile breaks his stern expression. He returns the gesture, calling him student. This scene cuts to a beeping heart monitor. A scientist prepares a 7 ml injection. A blindfolded subject is strapped to a table. He's told that mistakes have consequences. This subject recalls the painful experiment. A doctor leans in close, asking if he's awake. This drug is wearing off, the test is ending. This order is given to wrap things up. Purple tubes are ripped from his body. This scientist applaud his endurance. They ask if he feels strong. He thinks they're mad. A voice promises him strength. He remembers the horrific implants. This doctors claim he's almost A rank, but he refuses any more experiments. He's trembling, terrified, not understanding what they're doing. This lead scientist feigns concern, suggesting they rest for the day. But the young master Ji-won sees through it, calling out the doctor's greed. He knows the doctor's dark past, a history of jealousy and murder. An assistant tries to intervene, but the doctor silences him with a gesture. A blade flashes, and the man is dead, the doctor merely annoyed. He turns to Yu Ji-won, bloodied, asking what he truly wants. He reminds Ji-won of their shared target, questioning his resolve. Ji-won is stunned by the casual, brutal violence. This doctor presses him again, demanding to know his true ambition. He explains his philosophy of power. The weak die, and that is all. He forces Ji-won to confront his hatred, and Ji-won admits his murderous intent is real. This doctor reveals his own story, how he was always second best. He lived in the shadow of a rival, always defeated, until he realized the only answer was to kill him. A genius was erased from the world, but the doctor survived and remains. He roars his triumph to the empty room, claiming his place in history, but the reality is a bloody operating room. He tells Ji-won that all geniuses are eventually forgot. Ji-won remembers the crowds cheering for his rival. This memory of that face, that voice. It fuels his resolve to take his spot. And back in the present, a group of kids cheers ready for a dungeon. This masked companion demands to know her identity. A red-haired woman introduces herself as Bai-su, a guardian. He's stunned. She's Hunter Chen Heesun's guardian. Heesun glares, clearly annoyed by her arrival. Another hunter, Yuk Chi-alwon, bows respectfully to her. Heesun confronts Bai-su, asking for her reason for being here. She fumbles for an excuse, looking flustered. His patience is clearly wearing thin. Bai-su suddenly explodes, shouting about her privacy. She throws a wild punch, which Heesun easily dodges. This masked companion watches them wrestle on the ground. Pinned down, Heesun gives a thumbs up, ready for a dungeon. But they're standing in an empty, peaceful field. This companion worries Heesun is hallucinating from stress. Heesun checks his phone, making a confident prediction. Behind the masked man, purple energy begins to coalesce. Heesun's eyes narrow, he knows it has arrived. A massive swirling vortex tears open the sky. This dungeon gate materializes right before them. This masked companion is speechless with shock. Bai-su grins, impressed that Heesun was right. Heesun confirms the information from Ye-cha was perfect. He clarifies Ye-cha isn't a prophet, just a professional. Bai-su explains the predictor is a CEO who can foresee poison dungeons. This masked companion wonders if such a feat is humanly possible. He admits this situation requires an exception. This masked man confirms the plan was a success. Our boy grips his glowing dagger, ready to go in alone. This blue-haired man agrees but asks about the real goal. A confident smirk plays on his lips. He reveals their next challenge, a 7-star dungeon, meanwhile in a quiet corporate office. A woman in charge demands a report be repeated. At her desk, Yeon Jisun is tired of excuses. Her subordinate team manager H. Wang sweats nervously. He confesses their dungeon permits were stolen by the cleanup clan. Her piercing purple eyes narrow. A flash of red shows her cold fury. H. Wang desperately insists they can retrieve the permits. She silences him with a single tired sigh. She reminds him their project was already failing. She asks if he has any shame knowing their rivals are laughing. He breaks down, pleading for his life. She wanted an analysis, not a pathetic plea. Dark energy erupts around the screaming manager. A shadowy force tears at his body. His hand twists into a withered claw. She promises she won't end him. Reviewing a file, she notes the clans are getting bold. She scoffs at a clan with only 2 members. A woman in a high-rise office mocks them. She finds the cleanup clan amusing. Elsewhere, the team prepares for a 7-star dungeon. Everyone confirms they have the required antidote. This team marches forward, ready for the challenge. They step into a vast, frozen wasteland. A monstrous foot slams into the snow. His companions look on, startled by the arrival. An army of spear-wielding beasts charges them, but our boy just grins, feeling refreshed. A monster roars, brandishing its golden spear. It hurls the weapon with blinding speed. This spear impacts with a brilliant explosion. A massive shadow entity rises behind the MC. Its glowing blue eyes lock onto the enemy. His black ether increases. The poison is working. He knows these monsters are fast and strong. But with his poison steps, he thinks it's doable. He blurs through the snow, a whirlwind of attacks. His companions watch from afar, completely amazed. This red-haired girl feels pathetic, unable to help. This gas-masked man calls her soft-hearted. He warns her not to get in the way and die. She knows it's better to do nothing if she can't help. Her companion agrees there's nothing they can do. He decides to wait for the right moment. Summoning a massive greatsword, 2 horned beasts stand guard below. He dives between them, a blur of motion. This purple blade swings in a wide arc. His focus is absolute. This sword slices clean through the first target. He lands, turning to face the second beast. This enraged creature lunges to attack. Our boy calmly dissects its every move. His greatsword shatters into glowing fragments. This pieces reconfigure in midair. He uses a fragment as a foothold. Launching himself clear of the danger, he's found their weakness, no teamwork. He confirms he has enough ether left. Purple energy crackles around his feet. This beast charges again right into his trap. It roars, desperate to land a hit. He triggers the sword's form conversion. This fragments shift, creating a new path. A confident smirk appears on his face. He swings the reformed greatsword. This massive blade hums with power. His eyes lock onto his final target. He leaps through the air, weapon crackling with power. He knows this is the perfect moment to strike. This 2 demonic guardians turn their heads. One of them roars, its eyes wide with alarm. This other lunges forward, staff raised to attack, but our boy is ready for the counter. This demon's weapon slices through the air. It speaks, its voice echoing with ancient power. This staff wielder takes its battle stance. This world blurs around them. He plants his feet, unleashing his dual scythes. He smirks, confirming this fight is real. This demon stares back unimpressed. He unleashes a flurry of devastating strikes. He lands softly in the snow. This first guardian falls, its body defeated. He recalls a past conversation about the gold sunflower. His senses now pinpoint its exact location on this mountain. Takes a breath, closing in on his prize. He finds the legendary flower beautiful and glowing, but he knows the boss should be nearby. This sky darkens as crows circle above. This ground begins to shake violently. Elsewhere, his companions feel the immense presence. A colossal mass of crystal rises into the sky. A purple slash tears through the snow. He lands, ice cracking beneath his feet. His eyes widen in utter shock. From the icy mist, a pale hand emerges. This survivors watch, frozen in fear. Glowing blue eyes ignite in a stone face. A colossal ice golem rises from the ground. He realizes this is no ordinary monster. He quickly requests information from the system. A notification reveals a skill, Rigidity. It blocks all physical attacks with its pranium body. This system explains pranium is nearly indestructible. He weighs his options, his ether half depleted. But the boss monster activates another skill. Its massive fist transforms into jagged blue crystal. This crystal fist smashes into the ground. This gas-masked man screams out for the hunter. This impact leaves nothing but a cloud of snow. A flash of light erupts from the crater. Our boy stands digging his heels in. Bruised, he admits he thought he was dead. This golem regenerates, firing its own body parts. He cuts the system off. He's seen enough. Twin blades of purple energy form in his hands. He smirks, ready to wear the 8-star boss down. This masked man watches the battle unfold. Our boy is impressed by this new level of power. His blade crashes down, unleashing a torrent of energy. This masked knight knew the boss was strong but wonders what the kid's ace is. He tries to predict his opponent's next move. Nearby, the red-haired ally looks on shaken. A new threat emerges from the ground. A massive stone golem lunges forward. This MC stands firm before the towering monster. He raises his sword for a decisive strike. This golem seems confused by his audacity. With a fierce cry, he swings with all his might. This impact sends a shockwave through the air. This creature is blasted backward from the blow. This entire forest feels the tremor. He feels the incredible hardness of its pranium shell. But the monster's armor regenerates instantly. He needs to switch modes, but the regeneration is too fast. His allies can't help him. He must do this alone. And then he realizes a far worse problem. His weapon Exa is starting to break apart. A memory flashes back to an awards ceremony, introducing the rising star hunter Yuk Chialwin. A past battle shows Chialwin already fighting multiple monsters alone. A lone hunter stands over the fallen. He smiles, confident in his power. He remembers his old life, a popular hunter, a life made perfect by one person, his wife more precious than anything. But duty calls him away. She understands, telling him to go save lives. He leaves on their anniversary. A final embrace, a promise to return, a promise shattered by fire and ruin. Back in the present, our boy attacks. His blade crashes down with immense force. This monster's shield is broken. He unleashes a new skill, White Dream. A piercing beam of light is fired. He's certain it's a direct hit. But the protective layer instantly regenerates. His optimism shatters with the shield. He only has 2 chances left. A shadow looms from above. He braces for the crushing blow. This monster's fist descends. This impact shakes the very air. This beast is faster than he expected. His weapon breaks. He needs a new plan. Our boy assesses his condition. His ether is almost gone. Exa has one last attack left, not enough to break the barrier. His eyes flare with determination. He questions if he can win this alone. He steels himself to endure the coming blow. A voice screams his title, Hunternim. He turns stunned. It's the clan leader. This masked man hefts a massive tree trunk. He's too close to the monster. The hunter needs to warn him. With a mighty heave, he throws it. This hunter questions the strange tactic. A tree won't hurt the boss. He realizes the target wasn't the monster. This clan leader tells him to brace himself. This log is flying right at him. It slams into his back, a calculated strike. This plan clicks. It's easier to move a man than a monster. He's launched across the battlefield. He finally admits his error. He was trying to do too much alone. He calls out to the clan leader. This masked man confesses his own mistake. Our boy asks him to fight together. This clan leader smiles. He was waiting for this. A pillar of purple light descends. This clan leader, Yuk Chialwin, now holds the broken Exa. This blade's black ether burns his hand, but he must endure. A warning is shouted about the boss's leg. This severed limb glows with volatile energy. This clan leader realizes it's another explosive trap. A blinding beam of light erupts from the ground. This blast tears through the snowy landscape, leaving a massive smoking crater in its wake, but a flash of purple energy cuts through the chaos. Our boy appears, grabbing the clan leader. He pulls him to safety, asking if he's okay. This gas-masked man confirms he's unharmed. He feels strangely fine, even lighter than before. From a treetop, a furious voice calls out. This red-haired girl scolds them for their recklessness. Our boy reflects on the nature of his stealth skill. He realizes its true purpose isn't just for hiding. It's a power that makes the weak strong, a skill that can completely turn the tables. He's given his allies powerful buffs. With a smirk, he sees the final piece of the puzzle. This red-haired girl is suddenly enveloped in a new aura. She panics, complaining about the tacky rainbow colors. He finds her loud but impressive in her own way. This clan leader gets his attention. A new threat emerges, a massive stone golem. He explains that teamwork covers for lost time. He promises to open a path. Purple energy crackles in his hand. His gas-masked ally agrees to the plan. A massive stone golem stirs. It roars, unleashing a wave of power. Rocks and debris fly everywhere. This battlefield is torn apart by explosions. He dashes through the chaos. Purple energy trails from his feet. This golem prepares another attack. It fires a massive beam of energy. His ally screams for him to keep going. This world erupts in a fiery blast. Embers drift through the smoke. He carries his ally, escaping the blast zone. This ally is stunned by the buff's incredible power. He warns that the power won't last long. This unstable energy is like his red viper summon. As proof, Baisu is already exhausted. He realizes he needs a new skill. He decides to accelerate even more. His poison step skill will have to be enough. More debris rains down from the sky. His ally panics as the boss's rampage grows. At this rate, they won't make it. He realizes they're still in the dark. He resolves to clear the path himself. He charges towards a field of floating stones. Suddenly, they all explode in unison. This other man is stunned by this new power. He clutches the glowing dagger filled with awe. He understands this is his cue to act. He prepares to unleash his own attack. This masked man pours all his ether into one final strike. A massive arc of energy cuts through the air, slamming into an unseen barrier. This protective field begins to crack and shatter. Fragments of light fly everywhere. This black-haired man stands ready, power surging. His part of the plan is complete. This oppressive darkness gives way to light. They've cleared the 7-star dungeon, but at a cost. He reassures his companion about the dangerous fight. He reveals a dark secret about the dagger. This masked man realizes why it caused him so much pain. This man says he simply believed in him, but the mission isn't over, the boss isn't dead. He points to a lone person in the distance. This real target is an 8-star, a first discovery, and he intends to claim its power for themselves. A single drop of dark energy falls. This massive stone golem shatters. Its body crumbles into dust. This beast is finally dead. This gas-masked man stares in awe. His clan leader is a savior. This leader smiles. The real prize awaits. In a hospital room, a woman lies still. Doctors have given up on finding a cause. This world has changed and medicine can't keep up. She is conscious but completely immobile, a prisoner inside her own mind. She watched him break down beside her. She understood his unspoken grief. Her eyes burn with a will to live. She remembers the day they met, a memory of them happy and free. His voice echoes, begging her to wake up. She knows how hard he fought for her. She just wants to return to those days. In the dead of night, a choice is made. Her partner meets with the clan leader. Lying in bed, she senses its beginning. He speaks words of love and regret. This entire hospital seems to hold its breath. A flash of light at a hospital. Inside, a patient lies in bed. A man with a dark ponytail weeps, holding her. Her eyes flutter open, confused. He looks down, calling out to her. He sobs, apologizing for being 5 years late. She cries too, asking why it took so long. From a distance, 2 men watch the reunion. One of them calls the weeping man lucky. This other agrees, saying many fail to protect what they love. This couple embraces, smiling through their tears. This scene shifts to 2 crows on a branch. A white-haired man stands before a massive stone monument. A red-haired youth approaches, calling him father. This father's piercing golden eyes turn. This youth, bruised but determined, announces their return. This father asks if the rumored 7-star was real. Hearing confirmation, he forgives a 32 million debt. A glowing crystal appears in his hand. He tells the youth their debt is paid and they are now free. This red-haired youth is completely shocked. As the crystal fades, they stammer, "Father." This man's expression hardens, revealing his name is Yacha. This youth processes the stunning revelation. A look of pure relief dawns on their face. It's finally over. He confirms her uncanny resemblance to another. He returns a ring, an object from her past. A new chapter begins. This red-haired woman demands to know why she's free. This old man tells her information has a price. Back at the apartment, a simple spoonful of ice cream. Our boy is stunned by the flavor. He collapses, overwhelmed by how good it is. A small winged drone suddenly appears. This device activates, completing user certification. As it loads, they wonder if it's dangerous. A holographic call starts with a strange angle. His companion recognizes the man who helped her. A message from the doctor appears on screen. This doctor says he's seen how strong he's become. Our boy realizes it's just a recorded video. This doctor warns that EXA is at its breaking point. He asks our hero to come visit him soon. Meanwhile, a powerful presence returns to the city. An alarm sounds. A test specimen has escaped. A woman with glowing eyes smells blood in the air. She decides to let that kid handle the chaos.